another one of those things. It's sax, you know. And then I started. You know when he held that chick hostage in the hotel? Was her attorney, and so then I'm at House of Blues. I mean, like Rick just surrounded. You know, there are certain people that I'm tied into, and Sean Morton is oddly one of them.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down.
I'm Rick James, bitch. You ever seen that, Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's one. And controlling the industry, but I think it's weird. It's like they've made like a robot version of him. If you listen to his recent stuff, he doesn't even sound like him at all. Like his voice is
and he
deep.
Doesn't look like he's a buffer version of him. And no, dude, for real, I'm very aware of what you speak.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And I notice things like that a lot, different things, you know. And I have people from Colorado who tell me about human cyborgs and shit that are like not real, you know. And you're talking to them and you're like, what the fuck was that? You know, like clerk women and stuff, because they can't get people. Eventually, people will either be too sick if they're real humans, or like if people won't want those shitty jobs, you know, being a hotel clerk or something. So they'll be able to build, you know, essential slave worker type people that, you know, I mean, they don't got to pay them, right? You know, and I mean, shit, look, Amazon grocery stores, you can now walk right in, like that debit card I got, and you can just grab something, it checks it out, checks your debit card, and bam, you're on your way. You don't even need a clerk. So that's where we're at. That's there's a few locations like that I'm aware of. Amazon stores, like Washington, I think, has it, Seattle, probably California, New York. I think there's a couple of them. You know, and they also deliver with little drone airplanes. So, I mean, it's setting up. Even Walmart, I do self-checkout myself, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm like, you know, whatever. You know, people are going to lose jobs. Trust me, if the agenda is for us to never, to work again or whatever, or lose jobs, that's going to be the agenda. You ain't going to change it by going to self-checkout.
Thank you very much.
You know? People give me weird shit. Like, now everybody's going to lose jobs because I check. Why do you think they created them, motherfucker? Because that's what they're going to do, okay?
Right.
So.
That's just it, you know, and that was something else I kind of, I think when I left radio before, it was because I just, you know, you got all these activists or wannabe activists and, you know, people with voices, and I respect that, especially when it was a thing and when everything hadn't already been said, which, if you ask me, everything's already been said. There's not much. No. I mean, so that now it's just this repeat mode, like, you know, and people having epiphanies. No, honey, we already figured that one out.
Yeah,
you know, whatever it is. So, and that was another thing, is I just kept hearing everybody, and now, if I visit the same radio station where Sean was, where I was, Ian was even on there for a while, you know, and I'll tune in for a second, I tuned in, like, when my friend died and when the owner of the station died, you know, just to kind of pop in. 16, you know, it was like, bam, it was like this weird time warp, and then, like, you know, like tar pits with, like, arms jumping, you know, reaching out at you. Like, that's what it felt like when I went to the chat room at that station. It was just like tar arms pulling at me. I was like, ew, I gotta get out of here. So, you know, but they're still talking about exactly what they were talking about in 2012, 2011, 2013, 2014. Every year, there's nothing new out there. Except for, okay, I suppose, like, in 2011, I think people were even, I knew a guy who bought Bitcoin at $1 a Bitcoin, or maybe it was $100. Like, I remember that guy, and I'm still friends with him.
Wow.
I remember he was talking about it back in the days. I think it was either I think it was $100 for a Bitcoin, and that, I mean, wow, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe that changed, but other than that, I think it's all been said.
Yeah, and, totally.
Right. Time to prove myself.
Yeah, that's just it. So.
Yeah.
It's funny. We should be having these. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the organic nature of this, and this, you know, you can't reproduce this for on-air broadcast just because, but it would have been a good show.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, every show, because, you know, I do feel like you're right that everything's been said before, and I hit that epiphany years ago, and I was like, you know, I know all the chemtrails and blah blah blah. And people reiterate it. It sounds like you're on a soapbox. Nobody cares, and that's why I said I'm the truth movement. I'm going to be the true truth movement. Meaning I'm going to move. I got sick of being a part of these and following the rabbit holes, and I understand all of every direction, every side. So now I want to take the action and go do something about it. Be the solution. You know, moringa, that's a solution. Cleaning the water, moringa seeds can purify the water. Bam. You know, and I mean we can go on about real solutions, but is that what people really want to do, or do they like to just bitch and be on a soapbox all day? You know, and that's probably 99% of conspiracy theorists, people that watch shows, like you said, you know, those whole groups. Like, but which one's crazy enough to actually do anything against this big giant sleeping giant system of Leviathan, octopus that we're in, you know, with the white Washington D.C. and Vatican, all that, and we're creating it. See, and if people knew we're creating it, we could easily uncreate it or create a new paradigm that works better. And you know, that's what I'm about.
For instance, Sean Morton, you know, is in prison because Sean Morton created that. He may not realize it, but he created it.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
And that's you know, and he was a lot of fun in the beginning. We enjoyed each other's company, etc. But I don't know. I you know, and there's that, you know, wherever greed comes in, you know, even especially greed that hasn't even, you know, if he doesn't even realize he's greedy, you know, that's dangerous greed right there. And you know, it's a simple term, it's 5-letter word, but you know, Sean got greedy, and he was they played the long game on him.
Gotta stay focused.
So he really thought he could continue to get away with it all. And he got showboaty, and he wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I'm like, you know, if you're in prison, you know, I'm sorry, but shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotta stay focused.
Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out as soon as you can by shutting the fuck up. Yeah. You know, and he was bad-mouthing the board of prisons, bad-mouthing the judge. I think you get that you are so fucking yourself in the ass right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he did, and I'm just really happy for his ex-wife. You know, she got dragged along, and now she's got this chance to be free. I'm friends with her. I recently reached out to her, and you know, I said, you know, because she came from the depths, and she's rebuilding her life after this, and I said, you know, and she's so funny. She's like, do you know any single men? I'm like, oh my god, that's the last thing you need right now.
Right. No kidding.
What's that about? You know?
Yeah.
Give me a break. But anyway, so yeah, it's funny. You know, you and I kind of rolled in the same circles.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like right along each other in a lot of ways. Yeah. And I mean, I don't even know. Like I always just got mixed into that circle, but not like physically. Like I was going to a potluck with a lot of them, and then like I heard the drama. Like Lynette started to do this thing in Fiji. There was Ian Jacqueline there, and she had to pay for him, and it gets crazy when money does get involved. And
yeah,
you know,
no, I'm trying to remember. Why is now? Did you tell me about Lynette?
Probably. I worked with her, and then these people that do this conscious sleep mattress and stuff in Missouri. She works with a lot of places like Franchise with her book, you know, Restore Your Health or whatever, Art of Health Restoration. There's that in Fiji. She's got a getaway resort, and she wanted me to like to.
That's it.
Yeah, I did a advertisement with her, and it was
Fiji.
It was Fiji, and I pretty much was a conscious health coach, and we were going to do seminars. It's just things didn't work out fully, and got crazy, and you know, like I said with her, you know, she had to pay for people, but she knew I was around the time with Erin, that nutrition lady with Dr.
Erin, she's married to Mercola.
Right.
She's
well.
married to Mercola.
Yeah. And she's like, there's some dark shit on her too that I know, and she was trying to get me to move in with her and all this. And I was like, fuck that.
Erin?
Yeah.
Erin Elizabeth. Nice.
Because I was kind of like on the run for a little bit, like, you know, just trying to get out of stuff. I felt very paranoid. I thought they were coming after to kill me. And actually, before that happened, because I had death threats and shit, they were taking my sites down. I was telling too much truth. And I was hitting kind of a nail with the wrong people and these audiences. But I realized I was creating that because as soon as I, like I said, I almost died and saw the black sun, and that's when it told me the powers and the wisdom of the world, and I'm like, oh shit, this is fun now. I can manipulate the situation. I control these motherfuckers. And then I went on real deep in, telling the royal elite they got to give me a certain amount of money so I can correct the problems of the world and all this. And if they didn't, then, there's going to be a great virus that's going to happen and it's going to hit Asia. I said all this a year ago. I said there's going to be, in Asia, we're hitting first, then all through Russia and Europe, and then America, and then Israel will be swiped off the map within a couple of years. Bam. First thing, coronavirus now came out. It's making over 20,000 Asians sick. There's 11 cases in the United States. It's like I created that. I literally feel responsible somewhat for that. And it's crazy. That sounds really terrible, I know. Oh my God, you're evil. But it's a wake-up call. They're archons. They're not real. It doesn't matter. It's the point of the matter.
And that's just it. And that is exactly it. And it's funny. Eric, when we had a conversation, one of our first or second conversations, and you, when you told me, I created, the archons, and then you were telling me about you created whatever and then it's weird because I was so ready for that message. It was so simple, and it's weird. Like everything started to kind of creating a whole different outcome. It was like this weird like trigger word, but for you it was amazing because now it was just so simple that I don't know. It started opening up all of these strange paths for me. I cannot even tell. Like after I got this phone call today, so I tapped in for a minute this morning because I'm all over the place. I'm in the Matrix, and I'm going to do the Angelus Expo thing, and I got the pressure, and I got the whole bit. So I stopped for a minute. I tapped in, right? I just tapped in. I'm like, okay. Here we go. And I basically just started affirming, like, okay, I have created, a really, I don't know what I said. I can't remember. But all I know is I tapped in. I get in my car. And, like, I've been tuning into this Dave MacArthur guy, and, like, every time he speaks a lot about exactly what you and I are talking about, and he's got this really gentle touch, and he's got, the template that he wrote, and et cetera, and he's helping people wake up, right? What's that, baby? No, that's for the daytime. Yeah, that's what you hear. No, you can't have that drink at night. So then I get this phone call from Malcolm going, hey, can you pick up Dave MacArthur at the airport on Thursday? And I was just like, what the hell is going on here? It was so, I got off the phone and I'm sitting in my car, I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, I cannot believe that just happened. I'm like, of course I can believe it, but it was just so, honestly, top 3 people in my car. My husband, you, and Dave MacArthur.
That would be so cool. That would be so awesome.
So
we gotta make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dave's gonna be in my car in 2 days. So weird.
And I just may pop in. You never know.
You should.
Randomnicity.
Yeah, it's the Reno airport.
Okay. You never know.
Anyway.
I love spontaneousness, and I do. It's like that. Those moments where you're like, I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna pack up all my bags and leave. As a kid, I was the kid that actually did that. Like my parents had detectives looking for me. I was a rebel rouser. I was really, I lived for that. That was like, oh right, now I can live life. I love it, just to run away and be myself and that adventure. I feel like that's what this whole thing I'm doing here with heaven, the kingdom is we're just running away. We don't want rules and laws, and we can do just fine on ourselves. I know that. If I get a good group of people together, nobody's going to get injured. There's not going to be all this drama. I'm sure drama may happen, whatever, But imagine a place where you can be completely free, and, if you want to do this or that, you can. We're hanging out at the mountain, and there's all these primitive things you can build right out of resources in nature. Like, it'd be fun.
And what I think makes the most, if there's a word sense or whatever, is that so some people in that circle we were speaking about are irresponsibly telling other people, as if they had some type of knowledge to tell people what to do with their lives, and then people would listen. Like, oh, okay, I just need to reject the law I need to reject this and reject that, but it's pretty difficult to do within these, quote unquote borders,
Yes.
So what I like what you're doing is that, you're still taking these stances, but you're saying, hey, don't commit, basically freedom suicide and end yourself up in the system by rejecting the system.
Yep.
Go elsewhere and do it, to where it's like under the radar, it's off the map. It doesn't really matter. Like nobody's watching to see if they could stop you.
Right.
And I get that, and then it cut to, I have this, I think I told you, I got a friend who's got his property in Costa Rica, and he's very impressed with himself, and he wrote a book, and then he wrote another book and asked me to edit it. And I loved his first book; it was brilliant. And then the second book, he wrote it with Stardust Ranch, blah blah, John Edwards, blah blah, aliens. So I'm like, and it's very dark, and you can't read it at night, and then not expect them to come into your dreams. I'm like, well, fuck that, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna edit your book if you're telling me I'm gonna have dark shit happen. Right. So, but here's a guy, right, vegan, except one of the recreational things he was going to offer for, like, I don't know, ecotourism was like a pig hunt.
No way.
I'm like, wait a minute. So you're a vegan, but you're going to have a pig hunt? I'm like, how's that even work? I mean, like, that just shows exactly who you are, because then you're not even a vegan. You're like a pseudo vegan.
Right.
Like pseudo fucking vegan. Because I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. No, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you just don't want flesh in your body, but it's okay to kill flesh on your property? What the fuck is that? So, and that's his little, he wanted Bill and I to buy into that community, clay huts and,
see,
but, I can't be privy to, like, hey, I'm a vegan, but kill these pigs, here, give me money and kill these poor pigs.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think almost sometimes I get this idea that their work for I'm really keen with what I call Zupa Trupa shill keepers, gatekeepers, and what they are is they work for the government and they are oppositions to make, it'd be too stupid to come out and just protest against something. They are very creative with it. They got people who are, I call opposition, to that, which I'm
Planned
sure.
Opposition, paid opposition.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly it, and that's provocateur.
Yep.
I mean, Alex
Mark
Jones
Sargent.
is one. I don't know how people. I don't know why people don't see Alex Jones, David Icke, Guy Woodcocks. They have amazing information. There's no doubt. Okay, great, entertaining, and you listen to them, you start to realize it's the same shit being recycled over like a broken record. They're not doing anything to actually be a solution. Then when they actually go to protest, like in Texas, he just left high and dry. Alex Jones, many of his followers, and they get arrested. And of course he doesn't, because he's a provocateur, works for the government. People don't understand that because they're archons. So the Decepticons, this is a way they can see, are you truly indebted to them? Do you love this country? And if you don't, well, we don't give a fuck about you. We're going to throw you in the jail to rot. We're going to throw you in the cellars. Whatever. And, that's where they'd like to put me, but they know I'm way too intelligent for this. They can't get me. They got nothing on me. I'm not crazy. So, I mean, if I became an informant opposition, they would probably love me to hire me, but I just can't do that in general to people. I feel like I'm the good guy, whatever, and I mean, if you paid me millions of dollars, I may, drink some milk, it's good for your teeth, whatever, so, and that's what they do. Even saying something like, I'm a vegan, but I'm going to kill pigs, sounds to me as an opposition to make vegans look stupid, and it does work.
And by the way, quick interjection, one day in 2016, just before I got sober, because I was weaning, I remember I had some vodka poured into like an empty, I don't know, milk bottle or something, right? 2016. So where am I? Cut to another guy, Mr. Rowe. It's his moniker on air. Where am I? I'm at, are you ready? David Icke with Sean David Morton and Mr. Rowe in San Francisco.
No way.
I come back, I look up in the sky, I shit you not, there's a hammer and a sickle in the sky.
No way. No way. That's crazy.
It was so. I looked up and I have pictures of it. And I'll never. I mean, what a trip that day was. It was a 12-hour lecture by David Icke, and there I am sitting with Sean Morton, who could not stop eating the whole time.
Wow, that would be
he had a bag or box of Fig Newtons, okay, and he's trying to shove them at Mr. Rote and me. Dave is the guy's name, and he's like, here, have a Fig Newton. He had like a backpack of snacks, and nobody else was eating in these lectures, apparently make lots of noise. So here's Sean Morton trying to shove Fig Newtons at me, and he's like, come on. And apparently the reasoning behind why I should accept a Fig Newton is that it's a Fig Newton. You don't turn down a Fig Newton, apparently. I'm like, let me tell you something. First of all, I would rather eat a fig any day than a Fig Newton. Okay, secondly, you can just imagine. So it was, and then afterwards, there's a line to like stand in and then meet David Icke in his trailer that's parked in this like hangar, and we're in line, and Sean's in line, and he's whatever, goes and changes out of his sweaty clothes, and like we're in line, and I'm like, I don't stand in line. I don't do this. I don't stand in line. So Sean's like, you're
better
leaving?
get moving,
But I'm the party,
guess.
I'm the fun. And he's gonna go meet David Icke and get the photo and this type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. I mean, cool, but I don't stand in line. Not really, not to go meet somebody. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very strange, but I forgot about that event until you just brought up David Icke. I was like, oh yeah. I'm totally. Really, so Sean Morton is, and it's funny too because and then he tried to call Bill a number of times because Bill was still practicing attorney at the time when Sean was in prison. He was listed with the California State Bar. So Sean was calling my husband collect from prison, and my husband was seeing that it was a state, a federal prison call, and we weren't touching that phone call with a 10-foot pole. So he called a bunch of times, et cetera, but I help a lot of people, and he's not a bad guy, but at the same time, I sometimes, acid and poison are acid and poison, and maybe I don't want to be swimming in that,
No,
so,
not at all,
so.
And he's spot on with a lot of it. I gotta admit, he's got it all right, but it is about how you maturely present it, like you said. And I actually was very influenced. Like, I paid a lot of attention. I'm shocked that I found that guy and that you happen to know him, because a lot of people don't. I've never heard of that. I told my parents all the time, and they're like, well, that's not gonna happen, whatever. And my buddy did it, Royal, and he did 2 years flat in prison, and he came out and they awarded him like $2 million. For real. Yeah, because they screwed up. And anytime they arrest you and you've not broken the law, like you didn't pay your taxes, that actually they're accounting for that. So they, ill-willingly arrested you. You can't arrest someone for not paying their taxes and many different things like that. But, tax evasion and all this. IRS will tell you there's no law that says you got to pay your taxes voluntarily, self-induced.
Right, it's supposed to be optional. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about. I don't. I don't go publicly and say I'm not going to pay my taxes. I've paid plenty of taxes, and I'm doing my taxes this year. That's what also the other thing is keeping me tied up. I got a lot of taxes to do, and expenses. If I want those expenses in my refund, that's what I have to do as a business owner. So.
Right.
And I know I shouldn't have had to pay for them in the first place. And, truth be known, we could create a world where you don't have to pay for anything and shit could be free. Yeah, you can create that. The Ubuntu guy proved that. You can do it. But we live in a royal elite monarch system still, a parliament. It's still the same thing, whether people are aware of that or not. And I knew the guy that wrote some stuff on that. He proved we pay taxes, $147,000 to Queen Elizabeth. There's some shit like that, and it breaks down all the facts. A lot of people aren't aware of that. They don't believe it. They think we won some blue coat, red coat, war thing.
Right.
Again, a throw off to keep the slaves happy and keep them building and keep them content.
So true.
And it would be a fine system. It really would if it worked. It's just that it works for the higher elite people. And then the lower people, it doesn't. So it's the same caste system in the Hinduism community, Zoroastrianism, they use religion, and how they tie that. It's all experimental. It's been going on for thousands of years, since the Sumerians, the Phoenicians, the Khazarians, And so anyone who's actually been free have been known as druids or hermits. One thing I never told you about, it's been kind of like really deep esoteric or esoteric information I've found, is I realized why I never fit in was because I am what they call the elf people. And you hear fairy tales if you come up from Europe or Finland or Holland. All of them are told these fairy tales about the elves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. inner Earth elves, and I've heard people say they've tripped on DMT and they run into
of course,
mechanical.
yeah. My friend who just died, he went into DMT land a lot. But I know you've done it without you've tapped in.
Yes.
You've tapped in without it.
Yeah.
Well, we all have DMT in us and every living thing, but yeah, that's pretty awesome too. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, I can see that, Eric. I can totally see that.
Well, that's what those elves came from North Pole when it was in the old days. There was the Ice Age. It used to be tropics in the North Pole, and imagine all the continents. If you push them together, it was like one big giant cookie that is broken off, into 7 continents. It's pretty obvious. Yep. For anyone who's got a brain to kind of put that together, but most people don't think about things like that. But when the Nordic, Aryan, Sumerians, these elves, these were your original gods of the time from the inner Earth, and they were darker skin or whatever. That is your literally. You can look up Black African Sumerians. So one time it was like white man and black man, whatever, was one race, and they were Nordic, or they came from the inner Earth. So from there, I honestly don't know how it digressed into many different cultures and races, other than our environments could have changed us and we evolved to different patterns.
Moving, I guess.
Like Asian-looking people and different, Turks or Arabs, whatever, lighter skin because we stayed in the cave, and then that became a genetic mutation, whatever. And but I see how that's why I've never fit in. I always wondered why I don't, because I got that DNA in me. And you don't have to have blonde hair, blue eyes necessarily to have that, but you just feel like you don't belong here, and you don't fit in a lot of cases, and you begin to almost angelically, like you're God. See, I can't fit in as a slave. There are some people who want to follow me. They say, I worship you, Eric, and they want to be my slave or something, and I'm like, it kind of sounds kinky, but that's cool and all, but I couldn't, and they would say, oh, you're an alpha male and they're beta, whatever the fuck, and I don't get into all that, but I just have never felt right about acquiescing to a system and bowing down to being a particular way. I've never fit in. I was never into cliques, all that shit. I saw through it, and I know there's a way to fix it by replacing it, and that's, again, it's like I'm creating it. And the energy extraction is the moon and the Saturn. That's what I'm starting to see. They want you dead. So if you can imagine, the black sun is recycling our soul as like an energy extraction matrix. That's what it is. There's a Agartha. There's 2 black holes. I told you that before in the North Pole. When we die, our soul just shoots to that. We go into the inner Earth. It's like the pineal gland. Everything reflects. So where's the pineal gland? It's in the inner Earth, and there's a black crystalline sun, or the invisible sun, the black sun, however you want to look at it. It's a black hole too. At the same time, you jump in it. Who knows where you go? You go to the afterlife. You cross over to the other side. It's the dark side of the moon. When they say, oh, it's the destroyer, the moon is the destroyer, it's actually the black sun that's the destroyer. But the moon is kind of an emitted flash that we all worship as this whatever power. But so it's the opposite. So it's actually a parasitic energy that's pulling your energy out.
Better get moving,
Saturn
I guess.
and Luna, they both want you dead. They want to kill you. So that's why they tell you to live a reckless, careless, crazy life. That is that, at night, the nightlife, the bars, and why you do crazy shit. It's the moon, no doubt. During the day.
By the way, oddly, I don't know if you saw, but I just sent you something where I just sent you a video, and the reason I sent it was you were talking about the different races, et cetera, et cetera. So my friend, Sungazer is his name, just sent me this video about a week ago. It's like a 9-minute video of this guy. So he's talking about, basically, what's essentially like the flood, the biblical flood, but really the complete, surface destruction of the earth and the many cycles of it, and the complete surface being, wiped out, and then certain DNA and whatever reemerges, and kind of like that's where race is, and different continental changes and shifts come. It's a pretty interesting little 9-minute video. It says the moon is plasma, but there's so much more to this little video. So and then
definitely check it out.
And then also, you're gonna love it. I mean, because like I think I told you this, or maybe not. It's like peering into, you like see this man, like a code has been cracked, like like that guy figures himself, like it's like a crux moment.
I love
so
that.
I had a little bird keep popping into my head, of course. That guy, he saw something, about it.
Wow. What's his name?
Do you remember that? Admiral
Oh,
Byrd.
yeah. No, I know everything about him. Totally, yeah.
Like that keeps popping into my mind.
I've been to the Eric Dubai everything. I know him personally. They've done him kind of, and he could be a shill, whatever.
Oh, he is. Oh, Dubay.
Yeah.
And he and Matt Powerland are friggin' enemies, by the way.
Wow.
They're enemies. Yeah, they're complete enemies.
He's right about so much, but again,
he borrowed a lot of Matt's stuff. But that guy, I think I watched him. I sat there and I looked at him. I looked at his eyes and I looked at his message. Eric Dubay, right?
Yep.
And it was very. I can't remember. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I felt like, nah, this guy, there's something off about him. There's something off about him.
Do you know then, if you know him, then
I don't know him personally.
Right. I did, but I totally know he's.
You knew Eric Dubay personally?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did.
We hold in a lot of the same circles. It's funny.
I know, it is nuts because and I almost think he was a CIA agent, and he thought I was too. So he kind of would tell me a lot of stuff, and I was like, dude, you realize I'm not a shill with you, right? And that's how I knew he was a shill. He thought I was a shill because I was exposing a lot of heavy shit, and he just assumed. And then that's when I figured out about shills. I was like, holy shit, there are really groups of people like Eric Dubay and Truth guys that they're not real. They work for the government. They check. They clock in as CIA or whatever agency, and they're telling us information, half truths.
And then they clock out and cross dress.
Yeah, and they're fucking us over. I mean, like his thing, why his channel got taken down, it makes it look like he's truthful, right? But the reality is, he was very much so a Nazi supporter or whatever. I mean, he's.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, I remember like peering into like a forum.
But see, that's the opposition, where a lot of what he's saying is true. There's Zionist Jews. Now, it's not to go on a tangent against Judaism or Jews anti-Semitically. That's how he comes off. And Hitler wasn't even like that, and that's not even what it was all about. But we'll never hear the true story. You got to check out the documentary, Greatest Story Never Told, and then Hellstorm, if you want to know anything about the Holocaust. That's the first place to start on the real truth. But it doesn't even matter. That's a digress in your life anyway. But I was going to say, if you know them or know of them, then do you know Zen Garcia then?
I do. As a matter of fact, he's on the station as well.
Okay.
He's on.
Awesome.
And I want to say I had a show opposite him, if I'm not mistaken. Like we had studios A and B. I almost want to say that we were on at the same time at the same night. But yes, that's still active on Revolution Radio.
Now
I know who he is.
He was wild crazy, man, because he'd go out there and literally like go to the government, like go to court and sue like NASA or the government for lying about the Earth being a spinning ball, like, and he'd win. And I was like, damn, why is this not on major news? Like, on that last one, he nailed it, because it's true. 1988, NASA produced a document that said the Earth is a stationary, flatter plane Earth. Like, this is their words in NASA before they did the whole ball spinning and geocentric model. They were promoting it as a heliocentric. Then they took it off, but it was on their website. It was a document that said NASA, everything.
Wow.
Yep. And gravity, even Tesla said it's not. Gravity is in Einstein's theory of relativity is nonsense, and Einstein is the biggest crackpot. That's Tesla's words. You can go look up a guy named Ken Wheeler. He talks all about that. He's read all Tesla. The man wrote the book on magnetism. Okay, he knows more about magnetism, and I know him too. Bald guy with tons of tattoos. He's called the Tattoo Monkey on YouTube. He's a pure genius, beyond. He is Tesla. He is totally. He knows more of Tesla's work than anyone.
And that's Ken Wheeler? No, that's the Tattooed Monkey?
Yeah. Ken Wheeler is the Tattooed Monkey. Yeah.
Okay,
that's his real name is Ken Wheeler, I believe. And he's into physics and magnetism. Like, he literally wrote the physical book in college, the actual textbook on magnetism. He did. So, yeah, he's got other books, which I think he actually provides for free on his YouTube channel, whatever. And I mean, it's amazing what he tells you about it. And it's everything I've been saying, but he puts in scientific words that he created, like counter centrifugal inertia, and even like some of the words I've taken from him, like the inertia and the dielectric electric acceleration. Those are words that he came up with, explaining the ether and all this, and how it's dielectric acceleration and this electromagnetic energy, ether, that is what gravity is. There is no such thing as gravity. It's never been proven. It doesn't exist.
So I see tattooed monkey, the guy named Chad Allen, so that must not be him.
Just look up Ken Wheeler, it'll definitely, because
okay.
I think like it'll say like his live, when he goes live it says tattooed monkey. So he goes live, and if you see that, like subscribe to him, go on that, because that's when you can ask him any question, and there's some crazy shit that gets asked in there, because he's actually a photographer, professional photographer, and he knows so much about magnetism though, everybody wants to ask him, pick his brain a little bit, and so when you see it go live, you go on there because he doesn't keep those videos up. So it's like a live video, and then it gets...
Oh, yeah, so it's like Theoria Apophysis.
That's it, yep.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, alright, cool. And then also Tattooed Monkey, like, you came up that way, too. Like, this is the same guy, yeah.
Yep.
Magnetism lecture. Okay, cool.
I'm telling you can watch that dude for hours. He's
nice.
Great guy, too. He's very humble. Well, actually, no, he's not humble. He's a very arrogant genius. So if you can imagine, he's pretty much like, you're a stupid idiot, don't you see this? Like, he's totally hardcore. I love it. His attitude is funny, but and he was gonna have me on there. We were gonna talk about the Black Sun, and I can tell he's a total Decepticon shill, no doubt.
What to do next?
Because when I bring the Black Sun up, I've even said this. I said, dude, you're a Masonic shill all the way, which is fine. It's totally fine. I get it. You want to make it money in this world. That's what you got to do, or whatever. And but he will, under his breath, talk about the Black Sun. Yeah, that's where all this magnetism is coming from. But then he's like, no, it's not the Black Sun. Or, he'll change his mind, or he just doesn't want to talk about the Black Sun.
It makes people glitch for some reason.
Yeah, because big time, definitely. And I've told him that. I said, man, I just made you glitch, dude. Because every time I bring this up, you go right over my stuff now, and you ignore me. And we used to talk, so I could tell there's something, like someone's told him higher up in the archonic world that, he's like a cop. He's totally a cop. Like, if you start to threaten him on there, he will call the cops on you. He's a pussy. But, and I'm not saying to threaten people out here, but, he's definitely a cop, and that's fine. I love cops, but the truth is, that's how they are, I've had so many cops I've dealt with. I've dealt with
Better
CIA
get moving,
FBI,
I guess.
friends that I knew were agents. I could totally tell when you're an agent, and I have no problem with that. And actually, then I connected it with that's just a occupation at the moment, whatever. And I just got something. And then I have to wrap it because Bill actually has a CAT scan in the morning, and I'm driving him, so soon I will have to wrap. Is that the new logo? Or so get this. Isogenics starts with an I. Isogenics, for some odd reason, their logo is the A. And when I saw that the Isogenics logo was this A, and it's like Angel A, I mean, it was kind of crazy. I was like, oh my God, I must have this product. That's 1 in 9 right there, because it kind of makes an I, which is an I. Yeah. So it's supposed to be like a telomere, like a DNA, like people, and like it's the whole thing. Yeah. But I was kind of shocked that they didn't utilize the I for isogenics. Like, why are they using the A? And they're like, there's like a black hole there. It's pretty. I mean, like, I saw it and I was like, wow, this is kind of weird because it's like perfect for me. I was just thinking that. It's perfect. So like, it's kind of crazy, weird, perfect. Like, I already got the kit from the other thing, and I cut it out already. So I'm like, ooh, symbolism. I'm gonna hang this on my wall. I like it. Is it a sticker? It's good. And why is it that Isogenics uses an A for their logo? What is that all about? Yeah, there's no A in it, right? It's ISA-genics. So ISA. Yeah. I can look at this picture. Hold on. But anyway, so. Yeah. Kind of strange, but I have to wrap it, unfortunately, because I gotta go to sleep because I gotta drive my husband to a CAT scan at like 7 a.m. That's cool. So, it's a classic conversation as usual. I love it. I don't actually want to get on the phone, but I probably should. I get the husband kind of, he starts to do the nonverbal communication, but that doesn't mean it's non-audible. Yeah. So there'll be like the grunting, the farting, the coughing, the sneezing. And it's so funny too, like I've diagnosed his sneezing as Tourette's sneezing, like, and then I try to look it up, like other people that have Tourette's sneezed, and I'm pretty sure he's the first, and I'm pretty sure I diagnosed it. I'm like, no, those aren't real. You're fake sneezing right now. Wait, does he curse when he does it then? Kind of? And that's just it. But he does have
have he'll have glitch curse moments.
My dad does do that. My dad does that same thing. He's like, he'll say, "Oh shit!" Oh, yeah.
I know a guy who does that.
Yeah.
I know a guy who does that too. But no, Bill will sneeze in the most opportune moments, like or the most inopportune, if you're asking me. And he'll sneeze like in 6 to 8 sneeze crescendos,
Yep.
and then and he'll do it like 10 to 15 times a day. So there's no.
Wow.
I mean, I have allergies. I used to have more allergies, but now I'm healthier and like whatever. But like I mean, in all my life as a sneezer, I've never sneezed like this.
Yeah.
And so for a while I'd get so mad, like, 'cause at first I'd be like, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God.
Yeah.
And then by the like 8th one, I'd be like, God bless you.
Damn. Yeah.
So now I just kind of wait for them all, and then I'll say something nice at the end. And go ahead.
You have a heart attack if you're not careful, because it stops your heart.
Or your aortic might tear.
Yeah, I don't even know how they could do it. That's like my dad. He's like a rooster. Real early in the morning, it's like, oh shit, and it's the whole house shakes. Like you can hear him everywhere. I'm sure neighbors can hear it. It's so loud.
Like it's some type of strange announcement. Like I mean, so when I tell him, because he'll sneeze when I don't know, like I'll be making a really good point about something, and he'll just start sneezing, and I'm like, no, that's not real. And if I try, I don't get as angry anymore, but I can, and I'll be like, those are fucking fake.
Yep.
And they are, I don't even think he knows they're fake, but I see right through them. I'm like, no, those aren't real. And he's like, yes, they are. And I'm like, no, they're not.
It's weird, because I don't know, after about 10 of them, you'd think, what the hell is wrong with me? I need to get my nostrils checked or removed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, mucus buildup. I don't get it either. I really don't.
It's not even, and that's the thing, is they're not mucus producing, okay? These are just these are muscle spasms that he creates and it was very effective in court. When he was an attorney, like it would be, disrupt the whole flow of the courtroom.
Yeah.
If there was a rhythm going and like his client was going to shit, he'd start sneezing.
It's a secret move, It's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I've been deconstructing my husband's PTSD from lawyer syndrome for years.
But you can't fake it. Like I try to fake it, I can't. Oh, chew. Like I mean, that's the best I can do.
He's faking it. He's faking it.
Yeah, I believe you. I totally get it. I mean, I think my dad does too now. I think it's like, but it's so loud. It's like, okay, we see you. We know you're here. That's what I think. It's like an attention thing. He's quiet most of the day. Then he does that, and it's like, here he is, sneezing his ass off. Can't have a freaking conversation. We'd be talking right now. I couldn't even talk to you because it'd be like, oh, chew. Oh, it's
right.
Like, fuck. Get on, man. Move on with the sneezing.
So you feel me, dog?
Oh, totally. Like, it's so crazy you say that, because I thought I was the only person. Man, we need like a snoring anonymous or something. SA.
Sneezing.
Oh my god, it's kind of like your symbol, SA. It's kind of, well, it's supposed to be, it's more like IA, really, not SA. But it should be ISA. I see the S, I kind of get the idea of that swirl. It's kind of an S, same idea. Or it's more,
I don't know.
Like
I just don't understand why they're not, utilizing the I. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, they could have put like a little thing in the middle that makes it kind of like a little more like an eye, like the eye right there, but I don't know. Maybe it'll make it look like a person too much. It already kind of looks like a little person.
No, they said they wanted to be like a person or people or reaching up or something. They were showing like a person reaching up or something, but I don't know. When I saw the symbol, I was like, whoa.
It's like the dot on the I is moved over to the A kind of thing. Is what I...
Right, exactly. It's or it's a person or whatever, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a way badass symbol. I gotta give it to that's cool.
Yeah, and they're cool. I mean, and they're just so local. Like the lab is in Reno, and I'm gonna tour it next week. Like that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm gonna, me, I'm gonna be able to suss people out. But I think Dave MacArthur, he's, I think he tapped in, and I think he's benevolent, and I think he really wants to just, guide people who are ready to tap in.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. Like I feel
that's
so
cool.
ready. And then I just feel like if I can, why not create passive income? You did the ClickFunnels thing. You told me about this. You made a lot of money, et cetera, et cetera. Well, and I'm like, I'm not anti that right now, because if I can generate some money, then I can pretty much do whatever the heck I want. I don't care. I had my coworker today trying to tell me to buy a Tesla car. And I'm like, I don't need a Tesla car.
No.
I'm like, I'm going to get a car that's in my price range, first of all.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. I don't care. I want it to look decent, but I don't, I'm not gonna go to work I don't even make enough. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's expensive. My buddy.
I can't imagine like paying a car payment that's like somewhere between $500 and $700 a month. Are you kidding me? That's the exact opposite of everything that you and I know.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to work the job, the slave, so I can pay the car payment, so I can drive the car to work and be the slave at my job. Are you fucking nuts? I don't care. And it ain't no free energy anywhere in that car. That shit ain't cheap.
No, not at all. And you're right. I did that for 4 years, slaving for my truck. I hated it. I'm so free today. I'm like, fuck that. And I did have like $700 after insurance, $450 a month, just the truck. Fuck that.
Yeah. And I have a car right now, and I reestablished credit. Right, I hadn't had credit in years, but I have my car payment per month right now, $170. That's totally doable.
That's good.
And do I need to add? Yeah. Do I want to add another car payment on top of that? That's like. So the answer is no. I do have a couple of cool-ass cars from last century. I'm selling them just because, I'm not young, and Bill's not young, and I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of want to be part of the, non-chipped crowd. Yeah. But at the same time, just like you said earlier, just by you going to the self-checkout line, we're not going to stop the freaking, train. No. So that's all I'm saying is, I might as well somewhat embrace it, because it's not. I fought it for years, and that activism. What do I win if I fight it?
No.
What do I win?
Activism and protesting is slave begging. That's all it is. You're begging.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're begging. I mean, black people don't look at it that way. You're begging the system. Go do what you want to do. And to a certain degree, don't break the law. Obviously, cause suffering or harm, but. You're right. I mean, why would you what do you think about Mini Coopers or smaller cars like that? Because Rhonda did that. It was like, it changed her world. Like, it was good. Gas. She got in an accident, and it was actually very resilient. One of the most resilient, strong little cars. I don't really.
Nice.
My mom has a Fiat. I mean, they're small. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I'm not, and I have a little Celica right now from 95, and it's dope. It's a little race car.
Yeah, those are good.
It's fun. But, I'm cool. I need room. I need a little SUV, this type of thing. I don't really care. I need a mini SUV. I don't care. Plus, we are, I'm only 20 minutes from the snow, and I do find myself in the snow, and you gotta, good traction and snow tires and the whole bit. Yeah, so, I don't know. I just, I'll see what car arrives when I'm ready. Still selling my Bronco, which is a dope ass truck, by the way. It's a 93 Bronco XLT on a 6-inch lift with 35-inch tires. I kind of don't want to sell it. Like, I love that truck.
Yeah. No, Broncos rock. That was one of the best cars we had, was a Bronco. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I originally drove it, I told everybody that I drove it because it made me look skinny.
What the heck? You're crazy.
Because I was pretty fat, right? And so, but getting out of that truck, I look skinny. It was the ultimate fashion accessory.
Then you would have loved my huge ass cargo truck, because it makes anyone look skinny. It's so freaking big.
Nice.
Big fat, like it was a fat car,
Yeah.
Cargo, but
funny.
It was good in gas though. 35 miles to a gallon for a big truck.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was eco-friendly. Them German Nissan, man. Nissan is something else. I gotta say, I gotta give it to Nissan for that. It's like 28.
But they aren't German, are they? I thought they were Japanese.
Probably a little bit of everything. That's what they're doing these days. I noticed they're mixing Mexican, Japanese, European.
True.
It's all kind of like they're trying to handshake with it. I think everybody's in bed with each other. I don't know, but I mean, like, look at Camaro. I mean, they get all their parts now from Mexico. I'm pretty sure about that. So they used to be American made. Harley, I don't know if they're still American, but I want to believe that they are. I don't know. But
I think so.
Yeah, they're like one of the only ones, if anything. but a lot of stuff's changing around these days. So I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Nissan is good, whether it's the Altima or that cargo truck I had. I do
like the Altima.
They got the Leaf. That's one that's eco-friendly. I think it's another kind of electric car. It's like $50,000, you know.
Yeah.
But if you
yeah, and that's just it. I mean, sure, yay, go eco-friendly, go team. But I mean, am I gonna?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it really? I mean, if you want to go eco, then get a damn bike. That's the reality. You know? I mean,
yes.
Or, walk barefoot. And, that's what I'm probably going to end up doing when I go to Central America. I mean, I may rent a truck to get stuff down there, but where do I need to go when I'm living that kind of life, I don't really need anything. I don't need a car. I can rent a taxi because it'd be a really rare occasion that I leave. I could get one of them, for it was crazy, like $500, and they got $1,500 one US. It's like a almost like a three-wheeler. Like there's a wagon in the back, and it's kind of like a motorcycle in the front. And it's only like $500 down there in Belize, and I could transport all my produce and all that and go somewhere and sell the hell out. If I go to San Pedro, it's over. I could start a franchise with durian from Thailand, best ice cream on the planet. Durian ice cream, and sell out every season. In the summer especially, when tourism's big down there in San Pedro and Belize, you would make thousands a week, and you could easily live off $1,000 in Belize in general, so you make a killing.
Right.
Stuff like that, produce, stands. And I'm already a business. All I gotta do is, go to a bank, open up, show them my business license, show them proof of utility, whatever. And that's all you gotta do to open a bank account or for a business account down there. And I could do all the same stuff, but it's there. I could, sell to locals. I actually want to produce so much abundance. I want to be able to be a free source for the community for superfoods, produce, gardens, like an urban garden, but everything free.
Well, and honestly, that is kind of the only way that it would truly work.
Yeah.
Because that, and the word benevolence keeps coming up. I don't know if that's the neat label that I need to, attach, but
it's nice.
But it's that give and take thing.
Totally.
It's that balance. So yeah, I would have to say that of course, and of course you're spot on with that.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good for sure. Everybody knows that, charitably giving, whatever. But doing it 100% of the time has been like my next level goal. Just like raw veganism, just fruits. That's my goal in life. Like that would be it. And then growing all that fruit and then just like pulling up with my truck and saying, hey everybody, if you guys want this, here you go. Or even helping other businesses who do sell it, and here you go, here's superfoods like soursop. We got so many trees growing, here you go. And helping
also barter,
locals.
Barter.
Totally.
Of course.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. That works really good.
I'm really happy that you're not going to have a pig killing.
No, not at all.
When he told me that, because he was looking for ways to generate income for his eco village, and I'm like, dude, are you knucking fucks? I'm like, what are you even saying here?
No, you gotta let go.
That goes against. So you're going to enslave an animal and then let it run free. And believe me, while we can lie to ourselves and think that pig doesn't know it's going to get killed, no, I'm sorry. Somebody's going to go watch their parent pig get killed and come back and tell the the rest of the pigs, hey, guess what? There's some human monsters and they're fucking killing us. I'm sorry, but it's there's no, that is not oh gosh, I've got a great term and it's right on the tip of my tongue. And for lack of a better term, that that is not carbon footprint for free at all.
Ethical.
Yeah, ethical as well, but wherever ethical meets carbon footprint, whatever that thing is, whatever, you can't. That's not. I don't know. It's just, and then says the girl who is still eats butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who am I? I still eat butter.
Well,
I do.
That's like not the.
Sometimes I think about the. Okay, here's me. I think about the enslavement of coconuts.
Yeah. Big time.
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, right?
Orangutans.
And then how about this? How about palm oil? Like, A, what the fuck do you even need that for? B, I just I saw Justin. There's a nut butter company called Justin's, and they're really proud of themselves. Yeah, and they have fucking palm oil in their fucking nut butter.
Totally.
And I'm just like, what the hell? And I can't support that.
I told my mom about that because she buys Justin's. I think because it's cheaper. See, and that's why. But
but then it goes against everything that it's supposed to stand for.
Totally. That's why a lot of vegans are hypocrites.
You don't need palm oil in your nut butter. You just don't.
No, you don't. And I mean, there's got to be an ethical way of doing this without having to go, take orangutans.
The forest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. And then usually what they'll do is just mark it up, kind of like maple syrup. It takes a whole huge maple tree to produce a couple drops of that shit. And I mean, It tastes fucking amazing. I love maple syrup, but it's like, do we need to do all that? No. In fact, my thing now has been my life away walk or whatever has been the path of whatever tree has been fallen over. That's what I use for wood or for burning fire. That's where I want to get. I do. Like, I don't want to start clearing the land and taking down trees unless it fell and it's like Mother Earth has given me that tree for whatever.
Right.
And so we have to come at a more individual level. I think community, it sounds great, but like at the massive scale, like you said, with pigs, they're mass producing it and it's getting crazy. It's out of control. Just 1970s people.
Still, this guy, and the funny thing is that I remember him lecturing on air, talking about, if you got a hanker. No, I'm sorry, that was a guy named the Greek. Do you know the Greek?
No, I don't think so.
So, really smart guy, smarter than he thinks he's not. And he's talking about you got a taste for pig, it's because you're leaning toward the Campo Village. Because I'm like, no, dude, you're gonna have a pig killing expedition. There's no fucking way I could do that, and I get that.
Right.
I get that, maybe some indigenous peoples, kill a pig, and, whatever, that's different, but you can't, raise pigs and set them off into the wild and then have people shoot them for, money.
Yeah.
Why don't you just, chain up some babies? Seriously. It's not, it's I don't know.
And it's just like the cows. I mean, Africans, they slit their throat and they drink that blood for protein, but the whole cow is dead. It just is so crazy, but that's why I don't sit here and agree that I agree with all the tribal or village type ethics or mentality, because I don't. I'm trying to change it, and I actually want to teach those people how you can live off the land with fruits, veggies, and nuts, and how you can be a vegan. You don't need fish, and they're a big fish export, so it's really hard. But if any of them are sick down there, that's the main reason why. Plus, they've acquired kind of a processed food diet like us. They try to be like us. And they've gotten themselves overweight. They have.
Because their organs do not process. They haven't been acclimated like our hundreds of years of increasing bad habits. I mean, it's like Inuit, aka Eskimos, drinking alcohol. It's not a good mix. These people, are not. My son was working up in Alaska, and it was very desolate, the amount of drug use and alcoholism that was up there, and the desolation up there, because those livers, they are processing all of that poison, that type of thing. And if you introduce the Western, diet to these cultures, it cannot go well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm German. My family for centuries or generations have drank beer. You go to Germany, it's real big, but it's natural too. And Sumerians actually, if you look it up, Sumerians invented alcohol or beer over 10,000 years ago. That's where it came from, Sumerians. And it was just like, but back then it was natural. It's like water. In fact, in New York, had the people in the cellars who drank in the bars, the beer, everybody would have died. Everybody did die at one point in the beginning of America. It was a great plague. If you look up New York, Great Plague, the water became so poisoned because they didn't know, they couldn't use the plumbing or something with the water system. I don't know what it was, and everybody got sick. But the people who were drinking in the cellars, the beer, they survived, and that's a real. I learned that in epidemiology at Harvard. I was like, that is wild. That my mom, she's always talking trash about it. I'm like, see, beer, it can save your life. Back when I was a kid, trying to promote that lifestyle. Which I was never really an alcoholic, but I'm saying if you're a grown person, man, you should be able to do whatever you want, whether it's even cocaine or peyote. And she has this power-hungry control freak. She's like a Taurus. I don't know if that's really what she is, but she's like a bullheaded. She likes to tell everybody what to do, and so she tries to tell people they can't drink alcohol or not gonna invite you over. Or we can't do this. Can't have fun. Like even on a Cheers, 2020, New Year's, Cheers, a wine. I got wine because I can do that if I want. I don't do it all the time. It's very rare for me, any occasion. But don't tell a grown man what to do. That's just gonna. Her whole family are alcoholics, so they don't like her. She's a black sheep, and she's a Christian. They're all Catholic, same thing. And but they all are operating in society. They all function. They do. They're functioning alcoholics. There are people like that. There's functioning drug addicts, lawyers who do cocaine, kilos. I used to sell to lawyers when I was doing that life. And it's pretty prominent. I don't even promote cocaine today because it's so much kerosene. It's like you might as well be smoking crystal meth today. It's so bad. But you can go grow that. I can get the seeds. It's like tea. We can have cocoa leaf tea. You should be able to in America have cocoa leaf tea that's not decocainized, decocainized. That's where they take that energy substance out. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's just like kratom. Actually, kratom is a lot like cocaine. Some of them are very similar. Some of it's similar to heroin. Okay, heroin is synthetic. CIA, they manufacture that. This is why they wanted to close the borders with Mexico, because Trump is tied in, and so is Clinton's. I know the Clintons. Lynette knows the Clintons. She used to babysit Hillary's daughter, Chelsea. So I know all about that. Inside secrets, all that crap. Yeah, whatever. But they sold cocaine, and they get it from the Italians and the Vatican. They are the ones who run that show. So Mexicans, unless they're tied in, they don't want them over there. They will kill them. They don't like. That's why they call them gangsters, thugs, and nasty, drug addicts and rapists. They had to make that point across that they're bad people, whatever. And while that's true in many areas and cases, there's definitely people who mug you, hold you up.
Please, it's an entire fear-based, agenda.
Same with Muslims, whatever.
Of course, and the other thing is that I do think that there's I'm not going to stop the train. That's the thing. Yeah. And so I can be aware of it and be an observer and make my mental note if I need to. But it's not. Is blending of races, something that everybody's so. We're not racist, but we can't blend races. It's such a hypocrisy. The whole thing is just. That's why people are like, hey, did you watch the news? I can't. I don't. Yes. I have no idea. I'll get a few bits and pieces from people, but I am a much happier person for not buying into all those bullshit. I mean, and I tell people because I talked about news on my show back in the day, and I would have to do a 13 count of a bloody vodka on a Bloody Mary just to get on that show. I'd be like, go, because it's all bad news all the time, and I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need it.
And the truth is, there is no such thing as racism. Throughout time, it's cultural solidarity. It's being proud of who you are. I can't even be proud to be a Sumerian Aryan because of the negative connotation that this man Hitler has created for us. But we're still a culture. Right. We've been around for thousands of years.
Well, this man Hitler, the puppet,
Yeah, by the Vatican, by the way. He's no different than Trump. I mean, they might even be related. That's how much they're similar.
Yeah, for sure.
Even the Chancellor of Germany right now is like, they believe that's like granddaughter of Hitler of some sort.
Is that the Merkel chick?
Yeah. And she's practically Germany. She's practically thrown them away. Like they've allowed the Muslims in, whatever. And in 30 years, Germany will not be Germany. It'll be some Muslim type nation. There's no doubt.
Right.
You can't change that unless they're out procreating other individuals, the white people. So. That's the game. And again, take it back to our thing, what I call nameless serendipity. And when I say that, you know what I mean now, that like we create this. That's what I call it now. It's nameless serendipities. That nameless one is the black sun, which is you, your higher self. So it's nameless. Serendipity is what is made to be, not by chance. By chance, it was created by your higher self. So it's supposed to be. It's like saying this was meant to be. It's meant to be. So take it back to that narrative. That we are creating this whole thing, like with the fear-based blah 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 for us to get sucked into, and it's our distraction in the Archon's matrix, and we're not supposed to. When you pull yourself out of that illusion, it doesn't affect you anymore. I've literally taken it to the point where I feel there are all these people listening in on me, and they're listening, and they got my camera bugged because there's too many people where it's like, damn, I could see that happening, and they're listening and all. No, they're Archons, and they are constantly going to be listening in. You can't change that. It's not paranoia. You control them, so you can also get rid of them. You could say, I want them all dead. You could say, I want no more Archons to bother me. Or you could say, I'm going to Belize and doing this. Because you're like, are there really people who have no life enough to sit here and literally record my conversations or spy on me and stalk me to death or hack my computer. They're all up in Eric Klotz's world and my life. What's he talking about? Like, do you guys not have a life? Do you not have a... No, they don't. They're not living souls. They can't.
Right.
So that's what you got to understand, is everyone is like that. Unless you observe someone like yourself, me and you, who are living souls, and we're trading our thought-professing ideas, you know, that's us. If we said this to many people who are archons, they're zeroed out, they won't get it. Or they'll be like, damn, that's really intriguing. That's the most interesting conversation I've ever heard in my life. Where are you guys from? Are you guys aliens? Well, yeah, kind of. We're gods. We've realized we don't allow anything to shut us, you know, like control us, fear especially. We don't just believe the narrative told to us. They're programmed to it. Like archons that they are, they don't know any different. They believe 9/11 happened.
They really don't.
It's you can't.
And there's some really nice archons too. Don't even get me wrong. Like there's some really nice people out there. You created
them that way. Like you really begin to see that you are creating this illusion, and it goes so deep. And it's a conversation you almost couldn't have live on air. But I'll have to show you this guy. He's an archon I created, which you'd think is almost a carbon copy of me. He's got a beard. He's got even his hair in a ponytail, long hair, and he's talking all the same stuff about pretty much, but he's tying it into like a hermetic thing. I have to share it because he's recently even brought me up and said, I've heard about Eric Klotz's heaven and, you know, this and that, and I give him a due. And actually, he called me the other day. He's got a huge audience, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even know you really cared that much. But it's interesting because he believed the plasma event we're all going to ascend. He kind of created himself somewhat of a cult-ish guru end of time.
Right, and then did you want to attach, you know, I mean, you know, what consequence will that bring, you know, type thing. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those forks in the road crux moments, moving, you know, who knows, you know, and I'm not saying good or bad, I'm just saying outcome A, outcome B, you know, outcome C, you know, I mean, it'll be interesting, you know, and that's, and that unattaches the whole, you know, good or bad or right or wrong thing, and it just kind of, it gives different scenario outcomes, you know, it's like choose your own adventure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why he promotes the singularity. Everything I say, it's almost like he's picked it up from me, and that's how I've started to realize archons, and he even talks about archons. He talks about all of it, and I'm like, it's crazy. It's like I was the one that started that, but that's cool, whatever. I'm like, if you took it from me, you got a way bigger audience, you're like the show version of me, and that's cool. It's cool. But
yeah, well then, you know, obviously if he's the show version of you, then obviously they're not invited to heaven.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, and that's what was weird, because I told him about heaven invited, and I was like, why the hell wouldn't he pick up on this? If he was an archon shill, that's what he would ignore me and say, no, fuck him. But no, now, since I said that, it's like it brought it up, because I told Sean, who happens to be one of his buddies, that I think he's an archon, because wouldn't he promote what I'm talking about, leaving the energy extraction matrix that he always talks about. And so it's like he then somehow got it magically a hold of him, and now he's calling me, texting me, emailing me, all this, and his name's Hermes. He really believes he's Hermes. So the thing is, though, that whether it's true or whatever, you can't put dates and the Jewish gematria. He does all that calculations and all this. You know, you have to. I think, like, he really does believe what he is saying. So I can't say he's fully a shill, or he's saying this to mislead people and just make a cult, like an end-of-time apocalyptic cult follower, because he's a sociopathic, narcissistic. Because I'm sure people could say that about me, but I don't even believe in those words. Regardless, that is actually how you're supposed to be. If you're a living soul and you're the god of your life, yep, then you fit under those, you know, criteria. But is not Trump a narcissistic, sociopathic megalomaniac as well? And he controls the nation. We should lead by example, right? Be like him. So it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. For the record, I can spot him, and I would have to say that none of those words describe you. I hope you realize that we know this. Yeah. It's funny. I get, like, if somebody's trying to label you with that, I find that to be, I don't know, trite.
I think archons try to test me, because someone will say something like, if a guy says that we ought to leave the matrix and go to another nation, and he's got this whole group that want to do that, is that not a form of narcissism? And it's funny, because, like, even on Facebook, that's why I don't get on there anymore, they'll, like, promote that on the top of my newsfeed, and it's constantly something, and it's almost like, wow, is that not, like, self-critical type of shit that I think? And then I'm like, some archon is promoting it, and that's how I know. That's my world today. If I get on there, it's going to be some distraction, and it's going to be some challenge, It's going to be some drama centered my way for what? To take my time away from what I should be doing, which I can choose to be distracted. I could go drink, get plastered this whole week. That's fine. I'm God. I can choose to do that. However, then I get back to reality and I want to create this heaven. And, I got some business to do, and it's like, okay, life goes on and we can roll this out and it'll be fun. But I can do absolutely whatever I want. I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel taken away. I don't feel distracted. And I can do whatever I want. I have no expectation or obligation. I got people who try to control me, and I'm like, that ain't gonna work, Archon. And then I take them out. I take them over, and I put them in their place. I am God. You are not going to censor me, filter me. This is who you get. I am reality because I'm connected with the subconscious. And look at all the main words: light, life, live, belief. Believe. Okay, all those words have one thing in common. They all have the word lie, which is a derivative of the word illusion. Illusion. Illusion is a lie. We live in the greatest lie. So there's no such thing as fake news. There is no such thing as, oh, you're living a lie. You're a fake person. That is impossible. Just as much as racism and all the other shit. It's impossible.
Right.
Better get moving, I guess.
You can live in reality, which would be more so the subconscious, because the subconscious is actually about 100,000 times stronger than the conscious awakening. So it's funny how all these awakening groups are all about being the light worker, being conscious, but do you not see they're all like attention whores anyway? The dark workers are the ones who know more and are creating your reality that you want to bitch about as a light worker of some sort. But what I've noticed is illuminated light workers are like Christians. They like to think they're right, condemn everybody, judge everybody this way, blah, blah, blah. You're evil, you're a heathen, you're a pagan, and I have been called all those things. I've been called Satan, Tannic. In the beginning, before I realized these were all archons, it was like I was at the finish line, and it was like they were coming at me hard, and I was like, then I realized, oh, y'all an illusion, and it's just like they're ghosts, and they just die off. And I've not dealt with them since. They don't exist in reality.
That's just it, that's just it. I mean, they'll come up next to me or something, but it's me. They just fall right off, if they're even around, and that's. Yeah, I mean, I work with them, but, and today, see, this guy today was, so he was trying to lure me into a vaccine debate, and I'm like, look, I won't get into this debate with him. It's bizarre, but he has this, need to, debate and prove me wrong, and I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm here at work, and the last thing I need to do right now is I've already gone through this. I'm not going to sit here and try to teach a Google Archon, anything right now. He's not, because he thinks he's this master debater, and it's like, look, I have, just so you know, and don't get me wrong, I just had to categorize and file cabinet that portion of my brain. I know what I know. I just don't have time to get into this debate because I'm not here to win or argue and spend mental energy while I'm at, quote unquote work, and
and it's a conscious debate. It's a conscious debate that takes your energy, and they already know subconsciously, they know you're right. That's how crazy. Yeah,
and that's why he's just, he's so adamant. He really wants to get into it with me, and I just keep going. I go, look, I can't do this with you, and he's just so busy, throwing polls. I kept saying, look, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do it. Well, we'll do this one time. If you drink, we do this over a beer. And I'm like, but I just wasn't having it. I wasn't having it because I'm not getting into it. I'm not prepared for that. I have just taken it, and it's not that I'm not an activist. I hear people, you got to stand up and, and fight, and don't be silent. That's the new whole thing. And it's like, I'm not silent. I just really, I've already gone through this. I've already said it all. And the last thing I really need to do right now is get into a debate with, a thought Nazi, if you will, just somebody who's, completely in, he's there to prove me wrong, and it's like, no, dude, your mind is so shut that there's absolutely no reason for me to get into this debate. It's not my goal to try to win you over and teach you. So, I mean, if you're not interested, then I'm not gonna open my mouth.
Yeah, and
I've done that too. And I'm choosing my battles wisely. And the thing is that, and that's what's so funny is when you hear from you know who Dane Wigington is? He's the geoengineeringwatch.org, anyways, don't say chemtrail, say geoengineering watch. But every time you read his blog, the state of the world is even worse than before, and, we're all going to die if you don't stand up and do something, your silence is, every single update is exactly the same as the one before, except for a new date. And I respect what he's doing. I really do. And I know that he's, got to stay rigid and strong. That's his purpose. And if he didn't have that, he wouldn't know what the fuck to do with himself or whatever. I don't find that if I I don't need to have that argument with that person. I don't need to have that debate with that person. I just don't. I did it for a while, and when it was pertinent, and then I realized that, I'm not going to stop the spraying from happening. I've just got to basically, make sure that I'm super, extra, conscious about my own, my own invisible force field, because I know I'm not getting sick from it. You know what I mean? I'm not absorbing that. It may be all around me, but I'm not absorbing it. I have a shield around, and I can't. And it's not my job to go change everybody's mind. It's not my job.
No,
it's not my job. And that became a very freeing moment for me, because that futile activism is exhausting.
Big time, yeah. It's pointless. Yeah. It's totally pointless too.
Yeah.
Do you?
So guess what? I have to go. I'm so sorry, but I have to go.
No, it's cool.
But we go nuts when we're on the phone. I love it.
I know. You should just record these and put them online, but it doesn't matter.
You have my permission.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Better get moving.
Cool.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, I gotta get up super early and drive to diagnostic. So
that's awesome. Call if you're bored or whatever. Call, because I may be able to bring this back up.
Thank you very much. So it's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
And I think it's so trippy. We just go boom, we're in. You know what I mean? When we get on the phone, it's super nuts.
I know. I wonder what archons would think of these conversations. It would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I feel I just feel sparkling light all around us, in this. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Just it's explosive. That's how I feel.
And it's not doom and gloom defeatist like your friend over there, that dude. That's what I look at it. I call them defeatist now because they don't do shit.
Yeah.
They just talk a lot of distraction, energy extract your day, and I mean, why do we look forward to that? And then he gets off on that, oh my God, it's dude.
And then people live in the doom, and they feel like they're being guilted into activism, and it's really, I get it. I get the awareness factor. I get it all, but I just and good. That can be your role. That's not my role anymore. I know what's going on, and I realize that it's. I've got to just stay true to number one right now, and anybody around me, that type of thing, because I don't know, resembling sane. I don't know. Yeah. I got to get through the day. Okay, I got to stop. I got to go.
You're doing great. You're doing perfectly fine.
You're so
Good job.
sweet.
Good job.
I love you.
Me too. Right back at you. Okay. Same love.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and good luck with onward and upward with your water fast. How many days do you think you're going to go, or does it matter?
I'm pushing for a week, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And do whatever you want.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay,
see you, Angela. Good night.
I'll talk to you very soon.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I don't know if this is broadcasting. Let me see. Is this even broadcasting? Holy crap. Well, ain't that something else? sure. I may just go this whole broadcast forward. I'm not sure if it's even broad. It says my battery's low. That's crazy because I'm actually plugged in. Level's low. Huh. What if that's even plugged in? Let me see. Do 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 do.
What to do next? What to do next?
So it looks as if the picture is off. Damn.
This'll be a cinch.
I guess the broadcast.
For sure. Even the camera. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What to do next?
If you live in a house, you need a wall of iron.
Better get moving, I guess.
Okay, picture is off, and the battery is low. Let's see. I don't know why it keeps moving.
Better get moving, I guess.
Yes, the moon is plasma, by the way.
About the nature of the world as this same sea. Many times in the past history of our Earth has rolled over the surfaces of the land masses, sweeping away all life and vegetation, and turning again to its former base.
This is the biblical theory of the flood and the theory of people of other races.
Yeah. Oh yes, this actual event, the last one, is recorded in all the sacred scriptures of all the old civilizations, from the Hindus to the Bible.
Mr. Foster, before we go on with that, you've made a number of predictions, scientific predictions, which you claim have come true. Now, what are those predictions, and how do you make this claim?
Well, they're all based on the new notion that the physical invariance principles of contemporary science are invalid. And I stated this first in a manuscript reviewed in Australia in 1954. And the validity of this statement was confirmed finally last year at Princeton, when the principle of time reversal invariance was found to be invalid.
Well, who accepts the fact that you have made these predictions accurately?
Well, the facts as such are undeniable and must be accepted because they're documented. And it was accepted at such at Oxford, at Tasmanian University, and also at the National University. The facts as such are accepted, but the explanations and the new views as yet are not.
Do you mean to say that you reject all the basic principles of science established since Aristotle's day?
No, it does not mean that. I state and maintain that those concepts and interpretations of science, which are still based today on Aristotelian logic, have a certain purpose, but that is defined by a statement as that a spade is a spade or a fine chisel is a fine chisel. But these concepts are inadequate for a complete understanding of the real nature of the world.
How is it possible, Mr. Foster, that you as an individual can work out these theories when all the other established scientists have computers and all the money of governments behind them, and yet they apparently can't?
Well, I do not claim at all that it is due to my own intellect or to my own penetration. I have been deeply interested from early youth in the real nature of the world, and I held my own views and ideas. But many years ago, about 14 years ago, when I was challenging one of the fundamental conventional principles of science, I had a definite inspiration, not knowledge as such, but an indication and a guidance which I followed, on which I worked very hard and to evolve into a new structure of understanding.
Inspirations are related to thoughts of genius. Do you think or consider yourself to be a genius?
No. I consider myself to be an ordinary, humble person who wants to serve mankind with what man has striven for from the beginning of consciousness, with truth and understanding of the world.
Well, now, one thing, you have a theory about the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma plasma phenomena, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is less, far less, than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and it has far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only 1,000th part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high under conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and the new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved.
Aren't you being a bit adventurous, though, because you know we're going to be able to test out your theories on the moon fairly soon?
Well, not anymore. 11 years ago, of course, it was rather taking a risk. I was considered a lunatic, of course. But by now, the evidence, accumulated evidence, is already so much in my favor that I'm not taking any risks anymore. On the contrary, there is scientific views expressed all over the world now that the moon seems to be of a quite different nature from what was assumed.
The Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen. Not on the moon. On Mars, on Venus, on other planets, yes, but the moon is definitely, as I assert, a plasma.
Isn't there a slight contradiction? You mentioned the moon and the tides, Mr. Foster, and at the earlier part of the interview you talked about the tides sweeping over the Earth.
Well, there is no contradiction there, because once the moon is proven not to be a piece of rock, but something of far less mass, and the gravitational theories are out and discarded, new concepts have to be involved which will show that the lawfulness of nature in the cosmos is identical to that in a hydrogen atom or in atomic processes. And when this is understood and worked out in full, it will be found that the physical processes of the Earth are quite different in geophysics of what is at present assumed, and that lawfully in certain periods, mostly during the ice ages, which occur every 200 million years, and there is a reason for that, the axis of the Earth suddenly tilts over. And when this happens, then you get the floods of the Bible which were recorded before. The tides, the ordinary everyday tides, have an explanation, even if the moon had almost no mass at all, because they are field effects. They're induced by cosmic pressures which exist in the field of our solar system.
What's the benefit to mankind in your theories?
Well, the first one, and the most important I would briefly put down, is this. I think it is a new conception about the nature of the cosmic world and about the nature and the veracity of consciousness, conscience, of morality. At present, we have a glaring contradiction in the assertions of fundamental science. Scientists assert that they are completely uninhibited in their pursuit of truth, that they're completely uninhibited in their pronouncements, and that they produce for mankind, out of their knowledge or understanding, means which man can use according to his moral nature. So if the scientist produces a television set or a jet motor car or a hydrogen bomb, it is up to the common man then to use it in a manner which he finds according to his human nature. Yet, the very same processes of dialectics of science also declare that morality, the concept of man's moral nature, is an illusion, that it is merely behaviorism or something due to conditioned reflexes of the earth instinct. And this, of course, is a contradiction which must be resolved and must go out. And it will be found as a consequence, what I have the privilege to see and to experience in my mind, that there is a moral law in the universe in which we partake, which is binding on us and which is decisive on our future. Now, in the practical aspects, when it is understood that the geophysical laws are quite different and that this tipping over of the Earth axis has occurred often, suddenly in the past, and will occur again, if the new view is elaborated, and I will not live long enough anymore to do that, it will be understood that the speed of light is not a universal constant, as it is now the foundation of science. This change will be an increase in the speed of light. And if scientists will work out why and how, then there will be sufficient warning that mankind can prepare itself. Instead of building atom bomb shelters and hydrogen bombs by the millions, we will build provisions for making humanity floatable and survive this crisis. So it comes again to the age-old concept that truth is the guidance, the hope, and the directive of the human mind, and that man must strive to understand and to know the real nature of the world.
Alright, so that was 1965 scientist claims the moon is plasma, uncut. I will post it below because that was on ABC News Australia. Uncut. I will post it below because that was on ABC News Australia. Alright. I didn't realize it, but if Angel A is there, I actually was recording when on my PlayStation there's a broadcast button, so if you're listening to this, just know that was an intense conversation that you probably won't hear in any rabbit hole conspiracy theory site. Some of the stuff and the people that we know we've been tied into over the years. And most people don't even know or understand what we're talking about, which I don't blame them. So this is so exciting. And then I got Hermes, the actual dude, called me, and so we're gonna have a conversation, and I don't know, eventually we may do a video together. I don't know. Let me see what he said here. Just so many good things going on for heaven, and we got more people wanting to come along, and that's just really cool. It's really exciting. I appreciate everybody's support and love, and you know, getting off the social media and online in general. I know there's a lot of people who have contacted me, so if you're watching this, you know, just know I'm building the kingdom of heaven. We got a lot of good stuff going on. So this is what he said. Let's see.
Hello, Mr. Eric Plott. What's up?
Oh, dang it.
Hello, Mr. Eric Plott. What's up? This is Hermes. Give me a call back, man. My number is...
Hold on.
Skype. I also have a WhatsApp. So, I'd much rather respond to your email with our true voices. Nevertheless, I'm extremely impressed. And, right on track. Right on track, brother. Talk soon.
So how freaking awesome and classic is that? So good shit there, going in the right direction. I'm going to add on my contact. So we just had like Rick James on earlier. That is insane. Literally Rick James. Wow. And just all kinds of cool stuff that Angel A had brought into this group. So it's very cool. She has a lot of people inside Hollywood and things like that. So they're all Archons and Decepticons, as we just, you know, pretty much realized and relayed over. And it makes perfect sense, you know, and how you can control that, you know, dielectric acceleration. So it's really cool. We're all bioplasma beings. Don't forget to watch part 2 and 1 of this segment, as it does go over more details about what Archons are and how everything works here. And everybody so far, they understand it. It makes perfect sense. You can't get around it. It's just the reality. Okay. So excited to talk to you. Alright. Cool. If anyone has any questions, we had a bunch of people ask questions on the last segment. I answered about death and afterlife and reincarnation, so that's really cool. Let me see if it's playing. Most people don't even know. Oh, cool. The video's back on. Badass. Alright. Cool, now I can just play the game. So I helped this girl Vidal out in a race being hounded by creeps. And how crazy is that? So there's these two girls. We helped them save the day as a corny looking superhero. To hide his identity and power, he has to put this mask on. And it's kind of like with Archons. See, those are non-playable characters there. You see them. And it's just like in reality. You have the non-playable characters, and when you're a living soul, you're like the superhero, and you almost have to disguise your powers with these other non-playable characters. The reality is it doesn't matter, you know, as they are aware of who you are deep down. You check the box, sports, you're a pretty good driver. You definitely passed the test to be my boyfriend.
What?
Your boyfriend? I'm sorry, but... So, when's our first date? I'm free now if you are.
No.
Yeah, about that.
Huh?
What you are saying that you don't want to date me? No, that's not what you're saying, is it? Uh-oh. No, I mean,
Hey!
Arisa, I think he needs to get going. Arisa. That's right. There are no doubt people in need of saving out there. I can't let them down. I felt like this for like 10 years, helping people, saving their lives. It's final. I realized that we created these people to help cure them. So it's pretty amazing, and that I'm getting this reciprocation. I got some main media attention now, and I just don't know, you know, if I want to put all that out there publicly. See, because there's the conscious matrix. So when you put it out there consciously, it's out there forever, pretty much. Subconsciously, you can hide or keep stuff within. Okay, so we'll talk more about the power of secrecy and the power of actually being out in the open helps build consciously whatever it is you're wanting to build through your subconscious. No doubt people will be in need of saving out there. I can't let them down.
What?
My apologies, but this is where we part ways. Oh, you didn't tell me your phone number.
No.
I don't own a phone, I'm afraid.
Wait a minute!
So how the heck am I supposed to contact you?
Huh? Well,
What gives?
What are you doing, Great Saiyan Man? Don't you have somewhere to be?
Right.
Too nice of a guy. And he's gone. Just when I thought I found the perfect boyfriend. And actually the girl on the far right is Vidal, and she actually has a crush on Gohan. I believe they get hooked up together. This guy's the creep that was trying to beat up on him or whatever.
Hey!
Vidal.
What?
Huh?
What's up?
Do you know him or something?
Huh?
What? No way. What makes you think that? See, she actually has a personal connection because she knows his true identity. So she's really technically his real girlfriend. I think they end up getting married. I don't know. Or really close or whatever. What makes you think that? Well, it's just how you seem like you're kind of in a bad mood right now.
No!
I'm not. Yeah, so she's kind of somewhat jealous or trying to protect her interest. She doesn't want her friend to take her boyfriend. She definitely is.
What gives?
What's gotten into you? And keep in mind, she is Mr. Satan's daughter, the guy that saved the whole world. Well, the reality is her dad did not save the whole world. Mr. Satan just picked up the media mic and told the world that he's the one that saved the world. But Gohan, the guy you saw, is actually the one who saved the world from Cell. So it's kind of funny how things work. Whatever's in the media is a complete lie. This game even promotes that ideology. So what's gotten into you? Something definitely is up with you. Alright, thank you so much for whoever just donated just now. We just got, this is like the 5th donation now, just this within a couple days. Thank you so much for donating, investing in the kingdom of heaven. Appreciate you so much. Can't wait to see you in heaven. And we're going to do this, so thank you so much. So we got some And then look here, we made a couple sales. Awesome. That probably is the same person. So we'll be able to send your package out. We got some gifts. For everybody who donates, we got gifts. I just gave out a gift not too long ago with a package with the Cure for Cancer t-shirt. I threw in the Black Sun Red Lion ambrosia. So that's what everybody's getting right now. And yeah, it makes you feel really good. And it tastes so good. It's mouth-watering. Sweet. That was a close call. Thank goodness Vidal was there to help. All I wanted to do was fight some crime. I had no idea I'd get roped into going on a date. This game is so detailed or realistic that when the sun goes by like that, it actually gets shady for a time and it gets dark or whatever. Incredible. Mr. Satan's a real man's man. You see that? So everybody's thinking that Mr. Satan saved the world and all this shit.
Wow! This place is massive! I mean, Bulma's place is pretty big, but this might be taller.
I'm not joking, I really saw something. So, I don't know, let's see here. You have these objectives. Oh yeah, you can get the Nimbus and fly on this cloud, that's cool. There's really no point in doing this because you can already
This
fly.
is incredible. It's giving off a ton of energy.
They actually named the city Satan City. How ironic that the guy that saves the world and all this happens to be called Mr. Satan. It's just so funny, the narrative these Japanese come up with. Very comical. And actually this game in general has so much reality to it. You know, it's just a kid's cartoon, and a lot of it they are trying to promote being an Archon or Masonically so. That's just how it goes. Let's see here. Just trying to think if we want to put any music or something in the background. I got a cool video that was posted on my smoothie video in the Real Plots channel, I think it is, or it's really what it is, Real Raw Eric Jeffrey Von Lunar Plot re-uploads official. So if you go to that page or the Stranded Jungle 91 page, or what's the other one? Well, of course the Kazwa, which is a Plot Palm Trees fan page. Looks like we lost our picture again. Sorry, y'all. I tried to put a bunch of links in the chat, but apparently, like, none of them went through. That one did. And, I'll put it, the 1965 scientist claims the moon's plasma. So, in other words, you can't land on it. And again, I'm not a flat earther in the Flat Earth Society. But I know we're not on a spinning ball globe. So, that's just the reality of it. Not sure who's all tuning in. Okay, this was the one with Devin that I think around some point he mentions us in the Kingdom of Heaven, and it's, if you look in the chat, the live chat, we talk more, a lot of promotions and links in that. I'll probably, in this link description, I'll show you the link setup from the last segment, so you'll know basically where you can go with that, where you can listen to. See, because there's part 1 and then part 2. So let's see here. If I go to part 1, this is all just collective to the idea as I'm starting to move out from all this. See, there's part 2.
Better get moving, I guess.
So I can put the links to them just so people know. And I can put it in the chat or whatever. So here's the part 2, I think, or part 1. And so, like, I can go over here, and I can put it actually in the description, so this video will have basically that. And I know, while I'm really public about all this stuff that we're talking about, the reality is I know most won't either be able to do it, or they are cons, they can't, they don't know how to do it. There's different aspects in all of this. That's why I already know I have no expectation or obligation. I can do whatever it is I want. The people said, is that your Luna woman? Is that your woman? You know, whatever. I just don't feel obligated
Better get
to
moving,
say,
I guess.
you know, whether I have a girlfriend or not. You know, would love to have a girlfriend by my side that supports this for sure. So I put that out there, but just as Angel A said in this video, in the interview, was that not really a good time to look for a companion, girlfriend, boyfriend. See, these are sensu beams. They heal you up completely. I got 9 of them now. That's awesome. So pretty much when you take one of those beans, it's like moringa in this video game. It heals you completely. So that's really cool. Okay, so you can go, see the red is like going along with the actual objective storyline, the narrative, and then the blue is like a sub-narrative, okay? Bam. Well, that was such a cool broadcast. That was an accidental thing. I did not even know she was on there, on air, and it was recording. So how cool is that? This is part 3, Softside Path of the Black Sun. A lot of cool shit. Okay. This girl says I can recall many things from the past. It must be like Askenonch Records right there.
Maybe I'll just admire the view.
See how there's like, right over there, there's a garden. Oh my god, I did it again. I got Nimbus.
Hey, this looks like some high-grade stuff. Ooh, this ought to be good.
So that's another thing to look forward to. I told my buddy Sean about was, he's watching. What's up, brother? He's done a lot to get this all happening, so I really appreciate it. He's my rock in all this, you know, creating all this. I really appreciate everything that everyone is committing to and involving themselves, putting into building this kingdom. So with him, I know he kind of set this up, and I mentioned how, you know, it would be great to even have offspring or children and a family, you know. How cool. She should. That's sweet.
Better get moving, I guess.
She's awesome. She truly is. So this is what I said. A couple different things I had mentioned. Let's just see. Technically, there's 8 cycle day because it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and now we're in the Divine 9 moment. Way awesome. So it's the 12, so it changes it to 9 amazingly, technically. So it's going to be great because this is a Divine 9 day today now. Officially, we will let you know how it goes. And it's kind of like, I feel like, even in this Dragon Ball Z game, when Goku and Vegeta, they mesh together, and instead of looking past their differences and compete, you know, that's the challenge, you know, challenging each other, training with each other to grow, which is what that man has done. But I think we need to fuse together finally, and that's kind of what they do. Is before it was all I wanted.
What to do next?
And I think he was fixed on that date and that no plans for the future. But he wasn't wrong at all. So people need to stop giving him bullshit. They're just distraction, Archon, Decepticon, non-playable characters. Anyway, he has the right. Look, he put the greatest thing out there on the line himself, passionately gave it his all, just like I do. He was right. He managed to get everyone to subconsciously ascend, and that's all he wanted. So the letdown on 12/21 was exactly what I needed when I found the Go Green light. And so that's the next segment is the Go Green Light segments, and I'll put those below too. Of course, because the Go Green Light segments series was when I talk about the democracy in the fallen world, the fallen in the sense that we are in that fallen world.
Better get moving, I guess.
So Go Greenlight showed, let me see, I'll post the playlist. You can watch all of them. There's only really 9. I know the playlist is 32, but there's 9 main segments, and it breaks down why the democracy is falling, and it's become kind of a hit. It was a hit on Facebook at least, and stuff like that. I'm going to show you one of, let's see if I can find it. This was one of Hermie's songs. It resonated with me. I'm not sure if he ever was going to watch any of these, but I digged it. It was 432 Hertz. It's a redesigned Heaven 432 Hermes. He was a DJ. I'm not sure if most of you know he's a Prodigy DJ, so it's pretty cool. Here we go.
What to do next?
Officially day 3, water fast. Shooting for a week, as I know I can do it. Gotta love this music. See if I got a picture or not. We'll continue on till it shuts down, I guess. See if it's got a picture. I doubt it. Oh, we got our picture back. Cool. Goes back and forth, huh? I may just want to keep this on here. Yeah, I want to put that the Hermes song. So cool. So you can watch it. Never Die. I love the song. You Can Never Die. It's called Redesign Heaven. And you know, it's amazing. Because I'm not sure if he knew. That's another, what we call nameless serendipity. Is the fact that he came up with that song, Redesign Heaven, while the time, you know, I actually been doing this thing in Belize for some time, and finally decided to go along with, well, it just came, we were going to call it plain and simple Heaven, that's it. And sure enough, you know, it's my kingdom, but it's also whoever, living soul kingdom. We're all one, so that realization that we connect with that as one is the final, you know, realization. So they have these girls call in, I don't know, and we can talk more about that. That is what this topic in the show is about, essentially. I don't know. Let us know you're here if you're here. I really don't. In this case, it's crazy because I don't want a lot of people to, you know, tune in. I just want living souls, and I know that's what we're going to attract, so we're going to do that now. Let's focus the energy, subconscious, selflessly, on bringing in the people to the kingdom who want to be there. This is their destined, predestined, preordained, what we call nameless serendipity. Like I said, Hermes wrote that song, and he's right, you can never die, you know. And it does keep going beyond a lot of this stuff, so that's cool. I'm not sure if I got to read all of the response to Hermes. I may want to finally finish that up, actually. I think I put a link to it in the last video, which was my reply to Hermes. And that's one thing you'll begin to realize, is that it shouldn't matter. There is no secrecy. In the subconscious realm, we know all this stuff is happening, so the reality is to just actually be as open as you want. That makes you transparent, and this is why people trust me. You know, I'm not psycho or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So people do trust me. Okay. So I've invited them to the show. Excuse me. Let's see if I can find it. It's a secret account someone had posted. And I mentioned how this one individual said about how she works all the time and wants to get out of this archonic mad mayhem. Okay. Aha, I found it. Now, I'm gonna post it right now and in this video. So if you're listening now, you'll see it in the live chat. And this is my response to Sir Lord Hermes. So fun. I gotta admit, this is great. I can't wait to get out and start living off the land. And, you know, my intentions are pure, and that's what's beautiful, is the divine love part of helping one another. Now, I like the last segment with Hermes, how he said, love, love, and he makes a joke about it. He's right. You know, there's the wishy-washy part of love, which I don't like or agree with, and that's not what we're talking about here. So this is the divine love, which comes from the black sun. So I said, see, Hermes, this is actually, I said, this is I call these nameless serendipities. So this is probably where we left off in the last video, because I don't think I'm not sure if I read it all. Let me see. Yeah, I may have. Yeah, actually I did read it all. So you can just watch part 2. I think I read all this. This is why before anyone thinks about doing this, connect with thy higher self. Water fast for a week if feasible. Make it so. Whenever distracted by phone, time construct, lunar women, Saturn bosses, Facebook, or the Wi-Fi workload engine or electronic threat, just remain thoughtless of all ideas and values or times and numbers, letters which form into words of language and other semantic hexes we allow our own conscious self to thrive off of. Thrive off the pure ether, air, and this pristine water and lush land. I promise you this, the Holy Grail, bioplasma, all around us will be there for blessing the favor and glory of the Black Sun. She is all around us, and she is you. Let us take care of her at this very moment, else we surely shall die. So that was really cool. I did leave a link to the whole response as I talk about some stuff like how I responded to the New York guy, the latest ad that shows the treasure map, how we want to teach the children, offspring to live off the land the right way. You know, we're going to have things like living off the land, living off the grid, being able to, you know, have television, have computers, have whatever it is we want, essentially. I'm going to get this set up. Not sure. Let me see if you guys can still hear me. Alright, cool. I don't know. At least YouTube doesn't boot me off shit. Like, what do you call it does.
Huh?
Looks like Tien isn't here. Maybe I should talk to Chao Tutsu. Go on Ruz, talk to Tien about the world tournament, but find Chao Tutsu brooding over something instead. Okay. The champ. Let's see what this is about.
Right.
I want to let you know about the world tournament. My dad's coming back.
Gotcha!
On my way. Oh, okay. By the way, where's Tien? I'm not picking up his key. Tien? He's off training by himself right now. He's probably masking his key so he can meditate. See, that's kind of like what I do when we do with water fasting. We mask our ki or chi energy, which comes from the gut. That's why water fasting is so important, because actually as you meditate, after 3 days for women or skinnier individuals, 3 days for men, you hit a level of what is known as scientifically as ketosis. Sounds like ketosis, so, because what you're doing is you're allowing your body to actually auto-cleanse itself, and you release DMT within this process, which will make you see God, which is your higher self. You realize you are God. And so you get more power actually in not eating and just drinking water. I see, I know. I'm not used to seeing you guys apart like this. Because see, actually, you know, when you water fast, you feel sluggish for the first day or two, maybe 3. And then after that, it's downhill. You actually can, it seems like you can operate without having to consume anything. A lot of people shy away from that and are scared. After the first day, they feel hungry and starving. You just gotta ride that wave and get over it or overcome it.
Huh?
I have a video called the most detailed moringa water detox liver fast or moringa water fast video online. You can check that out. Is something wrong?
Aww.
Do you think Tien actually needs me around?
What?
Huh? Tien's gonna keep getting stronger and I won't be able to keep up with him. Maybe Tien's better off without me. No, I don't think that's true.
Hey!
Chow, it's... More deer are making a mess of these things in the field. There are just too many of them. We're wondering if you could help us get rid of them. We'll make it worth your trouble, of course.
Gotcha!
I'm on it.
Oh, wow!
Really? Thanks a lot.
All right.
I can help too.
Yep.
Alright, let's just split up.
Thank
then.
you kindly.
We're counting on you. All you have to do is get rid of a few. Gohan, you handle the south area of the village. I'll take care of the things everywhere else.
Right.
Sure thing. Okay, so we're gonna, I guess, take care of the deer messing up the farm.
Ha-ja!
If anyone is currently watching, post below. If not, what the hell? Fuck off. I'm just playing. Let's see here. Not really sure where I have to go. It should be somewhere on this map. Do you see it? Should be like an explanation.
Ooh, this ought to be good. Ooh, this ought to be good.
Carrots. Man, we got tons of carrots. Holy shit. Very rarely, that's pretty much what I can live off of. And that's what we'll get to live off of, so I'm excited. Now, Australia is not really the place to go, and you know, again, people get offended when we say things like this. It's not about being offended, you know, in regards to what or where you go. It's all destiny. And as I said before, I do these video segments for myself, first and foremost, and any living souls that are wanting to be a part of this. So that's what it's all about, pretty much. I don't think that's in here. I'm gonna have to go. Oh, it's over here. Southeast Olive Village. Okay. Wait, that's where we're at, isn't it? Messing up the farm. What the hell? Oh my god, when people tell you that they're gonna call you and they never do. It's so funny. Oh, it looks like the screen's gone. That may be why I just lost that viewer. Catherine, new PS4 Pro. Oh yeah, that's one of the videos I did. see this. Let's see. The hell with them girls. Who knows what them two are doing? Let's see. Okay, I'll just keep it right here so then I'll see if the screen comes on.
Yeah!
See any deer. You know, last time I water fasted, it was really incredible. I'm over here looking for the deer. That's what the objective was or whatever. Take care of the deer messing up the farm. I don't see any deer. So like everyone in the house when I was meditating for 3 days, they really felt a lot of power in the house, and I didn't even tell some of the people who, that I was water fasting, but they could feel it.
Hey, this looks like some high-grade stuff.
And it was high-grade damn energy promotion. See, as we are in the energy extraction matrix due to Luna and Saturnalia, Saturn and Luna and the Moon, we can actually connect with the one frequency, the divine feminine frequency, which is divine love, and it comes from the Black Sun. So, think of the destroyer, the destruction of the Black Sun.
This will be a cinch.
It's actually out of love. That's what I think people need to look at, is that
Water's
it is
pristine.
power.
This will be a cinch.
The whole world. So in death and destruction comes new chapters, new life, new creation.
Nothing out of the ordinary here. This will be a cinch.
And so that's all I know. And I noticed a lot of archons I connect with. I'm like, damn, it comes through. And oh, it's over there. Okay. Damn. I'm way out of the way now. Not too bad. So,
this will be a cinch.
We create these archons, and it almost feels like you're being watched. And paranoia comes over you, but say these were real people.
This will be a cinch.
Have the access to data that they do all day, royal elite kids. So they watch you all day, and you're thinking you're paranoid that they are
This will be a cinch.
listening in, spying, stalking you. Okay, well, in actuality, all the archons you create, they see absolutely everything you're doing. So it's not they're stalking you or anything like that. You created them to be there, subconsciously. So that's why when people have this awakening and realize this matrix is a matrix demiurge, you'll think that someone is like Illuminati and they're spying on you. Okay, and it even feels like a brain hack when you really get deep into it. Okay, and what I mean by that is it's like they're in your head, or you start to subconsciously think about it. Like people get high and then they get paranoid, like as they're watching. Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about, which you'd think could lead to schizophrenia, and you'd say, oh my god, that person's schizophrenic, whatever. Well, in actuality, they're not schizophrenic, they actually are in line with themselves. And what will happen is archons will appear this way, and they'll think they are going crazy, whatever, they freak out. They go to a doctor, the doctor's going to administer schizophrenic, give them Stratera, Depakote, whatever drugs, and it's just going to make it worse, because what it's going to do is lower your frequency. See, people who hear, like, they're connected to that, they're actually highly intelligent, and they're going to operate at a higher frequency. So that's all that's going on.
There we go.
Alright, I got all the deer. Cool, beat that objective. You guys can't see the screen right now, so you don't know what I just did there, but some complex maze altercations and riddles and shit like that. So, anyway, until the screen pops back up, I have no control over that. You can just hear me talking. In this maze archon, there's the archon ones, and that is the energy extraction. What they do, if you heard with Angel A, they are trying to be energy vampires, overlords, taking you away from even like these girls, Lunas in particular, they can do this. They can try to make you jealous. They can try to pull you away from what you're supposed to be doing. So what I say is nameless serendipity. It's the ultimate phrase for us as living souls. Nameless being the black sun. So we're not putting some title on it. It's the black sun. It's nameless. So we know the power that's creating this serendipity. Serendipity, if you go look that up, the definition is a series of events that are benevolent or beneficial for an individual with the outcomes that are by chance. So they happen for a reason, in other words. And it's not to get all caught up into the word ideologies of it, but just in general, that is pretty fascinating if you think about it. So anything that happens archonically that you've created was by design, your higher self, and sometimes we're not sure
what to do next.
But if you continuously go against that higher self feeling, you can altercate yourself to where you're like, oh no, like did I just cause that? And no, I didn't want that to happen. For instance, getting a virus or cancer. Now the reality is, yes, you did cause that in a sense. So overall, you need to focus on what you want and realize when you're a living soul that you don't do these things, okay? So there's a reality that you can create hell in your existence, in your reality, hell on earth, okay? Basically, yes, by creating your environment. So you can be in New York, you're always in New York, you are where you are, you're in Belize or you're there or here, okay? For me, this is how true the reality is. Pretty much, as much as we think this conscious reality is real, because it's what we're stuck in, this conscious matrix demiurge.
Better get moving, I guess.
As much as it is real as we think, okay, the subconscious is actually even more real. That the thing is, we are stuck in Sophia's dream. So this is all we know. It's like Groundhog's Day effect. It's like it's continually going, and it's all we're used to, right? So how do we altercate that? You see what I'm saying? Is how do we know this is what we fully want, that this is happening? As you get to this level of analyzing the reality, you say, holy shit, this is not, it's a trip, right? It'll say something like this was meant to be, or this was destined, or how did this happen? Okay, again, a nameless serendipity. Because you're trying to figure out why, where, how did this happen, where's this coming from? And again, you're creating it all along. You are creating it. So that's pretty damn cool if you think about it.
What to do next?
That's the reality. And so I would say, in that reality, among this matrix demiurge, you gotta just keep realizing who you are. And sometimes I even have it. I get distracted and in doubt. Like at first I was sluggish on this water. I'm just gonna say it like that. And as God, it's like you have a huge responsibility as God. And no one else in your reality can change these things. This is why, they say, oh, this person's an alpha male, or this is a beta female, or whatever. Like someone saying they want to worship me, or whatever. That's fine. There's no, shame. Anything you want to put out there. Just know that when you say it, that's where you're at, and that's what's going to happen. So you're going to create that reality. That makes perfect sense. Again, you become more familiarized with your subconscious makings and happenings, so you can alter it, you can altercate it. But now if you don't believe that, the more you don't know it, the more doubt you put into your matrix. So having faith or hoping something happens, it's mainly not going to allow it to be 100% processed. So you want to know it. You are beyond God. You have all control within yourself. You need to know this and recognize the power around you And I've been able to build that power up, raise my hands up, and then all of a sudden it starts to rain and thunder and rumble and make loud noise. And I'm like, wow, I just did that. And this happens reoccurringly. So I know, there's no doubt, you can't ever get me to turn on what I know. And don't ever let any Archon do that if you're a living soul hearing this. I may be actually working through the airwaves to people
This will be a cinch.
that are out there that are real living souls. But I'll tell you this, people are reading books, they listen to some guru, there's a lot of good information out there, even the Bible, or certain works, or books, words, labels, language, titles, and entitlements, okay? But if you're following those things, there's always going to be missing pieces. Which is
Hey, this looks like some high-grade stuff.
Experience those things, okay?
This will be a cinch.
Even like geometria, numerology, astrology, you can get to a tarot card reading, you can get all kinds of stuff. It can be fun, there's no doubt. You can create what you will. And just know that within your own experiences, you can actually delve into so much more within yourself. Answers that pertain to you, your past life, your questions, mysteries, your purpose, what you want to do, then becomes more of a thing of what you know and what you want to create. What are you willing to create? What are you willing to build? You can just let go, and all of it around you will develop as it may. It will just come into existence however you want to put it into existence. That's that. I take care of some deer for you. Me too.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you too. You really helped us out. It's not much, but here, take this. 5,000 zenny. Wow, that's pretty good. That's like $500. High quality carrot, high quality onion. 3 of 3. We know you'll help us again, just like you always do. You mean Chayatsu does this often?
Yep.
He sure does. His telekinesis is real useful in removing animals and helping us with the farm work. I don't really do anything special.
I
just help. Well, it might not seem like you do, but it's a humongous help.
Indeed.
Now, I'm gonna tie this in with the conscious. Tien, he's right. You know, so none of this talk about doing anything special. Huh? Tien.
Thank you.
I owe you my thanks as well, Chayatsu. It's because of your hard work that I can focus on my training. Aww. This guy's got 3 eyes. It's really cool. Tien, look him up. Tien. He'll pop up. This guy, he's got 3 eyes. The third eye is open, wide open. Do I really help that
Indeed.
much? Absolutely. I wouldn't be the man I am if it weren't for you. See, and so that's another thing. Sometimes we create self-doubt, self-gratification, but also, are we appreciated? Are we valued? Are we wanted? And even as God, I've noticed it can feel somewhat lonely. Like I've even wanted to put that out there, manifest that people do appreciate me. People do love me. People do want me around. People, and so sometimes you got to let go of your expectation, obligations. For Archons to love you, if you want that, then you have to let go. See, I could badger someone right now and say, oh man, why aren't they calling me? What the hell is wrong? Where are they at? But I don't need that. I just had a good conversation with one of my friends, close friends, and I'm in line to work with what I think is one of the greatest human beings on earth right now, Mr. Hermes. That's going to be so exciting. I hope that he checks this video out in our live stream. I know a lot of my stuff can go really long, but I feel when you really are wanting something important, then it will be long. It will be, something very, very crucially needed or necessary. Things like that. So that's cool. And I hope anybody that's on here would, want that. One thing I noticed is someone had said they wanted to be part of the family and they worship our idea. So I'm answering any questions you have right now if anyone's on. So yes, you are part of the family, brother. If you're watching, Asasa, this sucks. Worship you, sister. I think this is the piece that this is what they sent to me was a message back. I think that this piece is what was missing. We couldn't do it without posting videos on YouTube. But even on the YouTube video aspect, you know, even with Devin or myself, yeah, everything technological, phones, things like that. That is one way of getting consciously this message out. So I want to say it like this. Subconsciously, the true living souls that have done the spirit work, like I talked about in part 2 in one of this video segments, the softer side of the black sun path, part 1, 2. This is the 3rd segment. So if you're watching this, go watch the part 1 and 2 also as well. You will see that I mention how you can pretty much, like I said, you want to pull from this conscious matrix demiurge, the energy extraction matrix. When you do that, then you can begin your spirit work. So the true training that I want to show everybody to awaken and not be a non-playable character, to be a true living soul, is practices, water fasting, controlling your urges and desires, to get on the phone, to get on the computer, anything. You need to control it anyway. Discipline yourself to not just log into Facebook today. Get off of that. Get off the games, video games. Even, dare I say, I got so far on the 3rd day of water fasting, I thought, should I play my music, my guitar, my keyboard? Because I'm sure it would be really fascinating. But see, anything that causes any energy exertion, you're taking that away and you're being distracted. The true instrument, I was told by my higher self, the Black Sun telepathically told me this, and this is what I mean. The spirit work, you receive these blessings, these gifts that are like golden, platinum nuggets of info, of knowledge. And then you have a chance right then and there to apply that knowledge into wisdom. Keep in mind, wisdom means we, me, I, and we is under the dome. We are one. That's what wisdom is realizing you are one with everything. We all, animals, trees, soil, water, air, ether, plasma, that's the pentagram. That's that pentagram is the 5 things, you know, vibration. The vibrations are feeling, okay? It's all, you know, when you touch, smell, taste, feel, hear, okay? See, those things are the senses that are acquired by humans who are earth, wind, fire, water, air, but indium is human or plasma. We are like a ghost, 55% a ghost, and so we're over half plasma that comes from the aurora borealis, corona borealis. Okay, this mystical ether, that energy, the dielectric magnetic energy, and one part that as well as earth, we're a bunch of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Then we're like 86+% water. Okay, you get where I'm going with this. So you want pure water in your vessel, in your river, in your entirety. You want to consume only things from earth that are natural. Anything altered or not a whole food, it's half-life, and it can make you addicted, but also can make you sick. It's toxin to the body, and your body has to detox it out, so it has to cleanse that out. So there's earth, the wind is the air, the ether is what you breathe. So the environment, you literally place yourself or site yourself. You're like a plant. You do want to put yourself in a better environment. The more bioplasma energy, such as the jungle, things that are untouched, uncharted, or non-explored, it's going to have a higher ether. You'll just feel better in those areas naturally. When you say go out to the park and you walk, you breathe that oxygen in, pure air. We're made up of that. We need that to pump our heart. We want good things in that, you know, and we filter out all the bad. But the more our body doesn't have any bad, we can actually connect with the plasma ether. And that superpower is the nameless serendipity that occurs as an outcome. So magically you begin to alter this reality. Subconsciously, unconsciously, there's an unconditional conscious energy, the infinite source. And when you become one with that, anything you begin to visualize, you can make happen. So dare I say, you can change events, people, things, towards your favor more and more. And if anything or anyone is acidic, they go against that grain, then they will be cursed, hexed, or plagued. And that's what we're seeing with the world. If you continue to be a taxpayer in this matrix, you're promoting it, it's evil and this and that, then you're going to attract in curses and plagues and things like that that seem like it's out of your hands, but it's not. Okay, so no, you don't need YouTube, okay, the videos. And yeah, after the knowledge, all that action is needed. And this guy is actually starting it. So he's talking about me, Eric Plott, starting it. First, I think that would be hard leaving my life behind, but actually I would miss anything. Let me start over here. This is pretty good, juicy info. I appreciate it too. Okay, so he said Eric Plott is right. After the knowledge and all the action is needed. So this guy Eric is actually starting it. First, I was thinking that it would be hard leaving my life behind, but actually I wouldn't miss anything here. I would probably be feeling more at home with you guys than with my family and friends. If they're not living souls, we can't actually have a profound connection. Absolutely right. You guys seem to be more like my real family. Sorry for my bad English. I'm Brazilian. I think you understand. Thank you so much for answering my questions. I hope meet you guys soon. I'm preparing to leave this matrix behind. We're gonna do this. That's so freaking awesome. You know, I definitely resonate with that profoundly. We have a lot of people who want to get on board. They're obviously living souls, so it's cool to crack up the pinata of living souls and bash this matrix demiurge, and that is a wrap, dodecahedron. And what I mean by that is you'll see my terminologies and things like that. The dodecahedron is the 5. There's 12 points of those 5, and the point to understand about that is the 12 5s are like leveling up, okay? Oh, we got our picture back. Cool, I don't know when that happened. But so what I'm getting at is the 12 5s, each 5 is like a level up. Just like I just completed this right here, this mission. And he says, absolutely, I wouldn't be the man I am if it weren't for you. And just because you feel left behind now doesn't mean you should give up. Take me for instance. I'm no match for the Saiyans, but I still am training, aren't I? Okay, and see, keep in mind the Saiyans are like from another world. They're a different race. They're like the Nordic Sumerian Aryans. That's why when they super power up, they go stage 1, 2, 3 in the God mode, and some other one. But their hair goes blonde, right? Because the Japanese are aware of all these old ancient fairy tales and myths and lores. The elves were what they used to be called. Okay, in Finland, Holland, I told this to Angel A, that they used to worship us because we were the gods from the inner earth. Today, Hitler has ruined that because basically creating this racist, obligation of hate or anti-Semitism. And we aren't supposed to be happy with our culture. As we are the designers of this matrix, we create language, the arts, alchemy, you name it. The Kemites from Egypt and the Sumerian Aryans pretty much are the ancient creators of the infrastructure you have today. But we're creating back to the nature society that works. So I'm going to tie that in. So these guys are more of your archons, see, but they're trying to be living souls. They're the workers, the dark workers, I'd call them. If you had a feeling you're not strong enough, then we'll train together. So see, they're not as strong as the gods, Super Saiyans, okay? But they are their friends. That's the key to understand. And they used to all be enemies. Every one of these people used to be enemies of the Super Saiyans, which were upholding goodness, good guy, justice, and peace, serenity, and bliss in the world. Their intent is to bring heaven on this earth. They're the protectors of the earth.
Indeed.
Right, together. See, so this little guy looks like a goofy mime. He actually is an expert in telekinesis. So that's a spiritual side that he's aware of. The other guy is like the opposite. He's physically trained and more physique, in his physique, fighter.
Gotcha!
Okay, I'll do what I can, Tien. Thanks for all your help, Gohan. Seeing Gohan in the goofy attire here, it's superhero attire, is having to hide or mask his identity and put these crazy costumes on so people don't know he's the one that's saving the world. And Mr. Satan is the one who's taken all credence and responsibility to justify that he's the one that saved the planet. But Mr. Satan, in fact, is the fake. Which is funny because Saturnalia is the same way with Luna. They aren't anything saving the planet, right? They're actually the destroyers of it. Now, I wouldn't say Mr. Satan is a destroyer. I think he wants to be a good guy, okay? Just like I think Saturnalia, it can end up in the end a good guy or a good frequency. But in the midst of it, his training is to put you through hell and be an obstacle. There are parasitic energies, distractors. Luna is money. Luna Marie Isabella, the moon goddess, is what translates to my one eye, or my Ani. My one eye is Mani, or Moni, Marie, the moon goddess. Okay, so I have a segment on my channel that talks about that called Adam and Eve, the greatest story to enslave the whole world, or something like that, on Plot Palm Tree's channel. So check that out. I may leave a link below, as that is really a good, I nail it with that one, better than anyone I've ever seen, because a lot of people don't understand the moon and Saturn, how they're parasitic energies. I believe Devin on Flat Earth Paradise has a video on that. If you just type in Saturn and the moon, occult, parasitic energies, or something like that, it'll take you to that video. If you type in Devin, Magby, or Flat Earth Paradise. Thanks for all your help, Gohan. So Gohan is the divine god, warrior, Nordic,
no,
the Sumerian elf superhero. It's the same story told over and over. Oh, it was no trouble at all. I'm just glad to see you feeling better. Thanks. I'm gonna keep doing what I can. Have to make sure I can keep up with you.
Hi.
Great. I'm going to keep pushing myself too. We'll both get stronger together. Awesome. See, and then so when you do that, you get like a story piece or like a soul emblem. And I talked about that in the last segment, was how you get like whenever like a bad guy, you defeat them, then they come on your team, you get a soul emblem. And I already think I got his soul emblem anyway.
Hey, this looks like some high-grade stuff.
Meetings.
Introspective.
Meetings.
You see that? Introspection is part of training as well. And that's what this little guy is good at, is telekinesis. That's what they were talking about. He comes here to help move those gears over there, and he uses his mind. His mind power is the telekinesis. That's what I'm getting at. So, in a sense, as you become better at the psych power, I've noticed these archons don't want you to be full of yourself in the sense, which is fine, but they don't want you to know how powerful you are. So they have to constantly distract or put you in a state of doubt. Anyone that tries to put you in a state of doubt that you aren't beyond God, they are archons or even Decepticons who want to try to break that thing in you, power, this nameless thing, or a reality that is stress-filled, or because they don't believe in you, that maybe you aren't those things, you aren't beyond God. So basically, if that's what happens, then, you know, they win.
This will be a cinch.
You're using them as training. They are training you to be a better person, no matter what. And you may have to go through hell each time you get distracted by, like what Angel A said about a guy who constantly wants to be on a soapbox.
This will be a cinch.
Conspiracy theories, and challenge her, debate her, you know, things like that. There are so many people in the truth movement and in general that will try to do that. Looks like a lot of video games.
This will be a cinch.
Tower.
These kinds of battles. All right.
So yeah, you know, I mean, they also use this YouTube as a means to spy, be a spy grid. It's like a satellite that just destroys when I start to talk too much about these archons and how they use the spine frequencies technologies, then that's when like the video stops or they block your account. See, because what you're doing is you're creating a glitch in this matrix. It's like telling the video players that they're non-playable archon characters. They're soulless, artificial intelligence, Decepticon demons. And these again are all words taken straight out of Hollywood movies, by the way. Decepticons.
All right. This ought to make a tasty snack.
Transformers, I believe, Archons, and different terminologies. And I used to call them Zupa Troopers, Shield Troopers, Gate Troopers. That's really the same thing. They're not real. They're illusion people, and that's what we notice. It's been holding strong and true, constantly, consistent, no doubt. And these archons, whether they're women or whatever, they play along. They want this reality to be real, but as much as they think it's real, in your reality, they are just playing the parasitic energy. Okay, they aren't real. So that's how it all goes. And you know, then if you follow them, say a woman, you begin to follow the Archon's lead. If you do what
first on the list is Krillin.
You're going
Hope
to
he's at
always
Kame
be
House.
in chasing hell on Earth.
All right.
So this is why you can't follow and be controlled by pussy, sex, whatever. Okay.
Goku's gonna be there? No way!
Well, now, it's been ages since I've seen him.
So now you have the group of Android 18, you have Krillin and his daughter, and you have Master Roshi here. You can't see this right now. So,
The World Tournament, huh? I guess I could enter. Yeah, but if you, Goku, and Vegeta are gonna be in it, then I've got no hope of winning at all.
I'm typing in how the world was enslaved by the Garden of Eden story. I don't know. I may have to put plot to find that. Man, it does feel good when you get to day 2 or 3. You feel so good not eating any food. There's some funny stuff that pops up on the Adam and Eve thing. And yes, it comes from the Luna Elisha. It's the ancient story of the Bible, or the genesis of mankind, okay? But like I said, thousands of years ago, you wouldn't have been able to really learn that. Check out the Black Sun Plasma Dielectric Acceleration. That's a great video, by the way. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to post this below. Heal Thyself. There's a movement with Kenny, what is his name? Kennedy. Something Kennedy, come on. His name is, when I look at him I'll know. It is, come on. You know who I'm talking about? The guy that was going to go with Devin to North Pole. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. But he's on, I put his stuff on my channel. There's Josh X, which actually uses the arithmecy. He's spot on there. The only thing is that I could say is they've sold out to money to a certain degree. Let's see here. He does these vlogs, and he did an excellent job on the plasma. Martin Kenny, Vision 2020, who he believes this is the end. Basically now on 2020 there's going to be some big event. A lot of people want to put expected dates and roles on this unrolling of the end of the world, apocalyptic moment. It's really best you can create that, and that's what you end up doing is you're creating it. Just basically like the plasma event, we did subconsciously we create a lot more than we can imagine. When you're in that world, you understand what I'm saying. how the world became enslaved to the Adam and Eve evil story, right? And evil, we actually, Devin, we talked about in his last video how love backwards is evil, or evil, and backwards evil is live. And it's all lies, illusions, belief, believe, live, light, illusion. It's ill illusion, okay? It's the light illusion. It's life. It's to live a life. The life is to live the life, or be live, be life, believe, are all forms of a lie. So you live in a lie world. You have to understand this. When you live in the subconscious, you're actually living reality. And everything when you're exploring the subconscious, you're laying the foundation for the future. I've been God so many times, number 1 through 12, that I begin to create amazing worlds and just blissful demeanor out here. And that's what we're doing now. We're taking this to a whole next level, truly. So that's really exciting, and all this and that. So maybe, who knows, Devin and myself will be on a video. I wouldn't mind interviewing him or collaborating ideas, talking to him at least one segment, maybe a show, and do that. I would be honored to do that, as I feel he is a living soul. For a while, I'm just going to be honest with you, because I don't have any censorship. I felt everyone was an archon at the time, and I thought he could be an archon, because I knew he was busy, but I had expressed several times, like, hey, let's go live off the land, and this and that. And what's kind of crazy was that I never felt like he was reciprocating that, but I know he was set on a date, and I kind of mentioned that his let's see if I can find that back, but didn't finish up on what I told him. I said on that he wasn't incorrect. Okay, so let's see if I can find it. Often I'm an open book. If you get this far and you want to be in our life, then no problem with communicating that. People who don't like to, or hide, or whatever, they're probably talking about you behind your back, talking shit, and really they're no friends. So it's best to get rid of, take out the trash, and all this bad. So that's one thing is, I'd say that talking. deluge or dilute, right? So it's a delusion. Disillusion, rather. Disillusion. They still experience misery and through bad fortune or consistent bad health or what have you. Equally, what bad they do in their heart, it becomes rotten. It becomes rotten in the core, and their roots will continue to waterlog until they die lonely, painful death. And that sounds as excruciating or bad as that sounds. It's just the justice of Mother Earth. It's just the righteousness of it. That's just how it goes. Okay, so it's not anything against a particular archon or how this or that, like, oh my god, they're evil, and so they need to be cursed, they're going to hell, in a handbasket, whatever. Okay? It's just how you created this matrix. You're creating this disillusionment world, illusion of grandeur. And so when you create these archons, you're actually setting yourself up to overcome the drama. That's what Saturn and Luna are here for. Constantly trying to distract you, energy extract, just pull you away from what your core belief, desires, things are. So I keep my enemies close per se like that, basically because they are my trainers. Just like Mr. Satan here, or Luna, the moon goddess, which is sex, the vagina, the pussy, the money. All that ties together as a actual means to make you stronger. By overcoming these things, these wants and these desires, you find freedom. So you find freedom within self through higher self. So you want to choose the higher self, like me water fasting. See, that will piss off archons. Me telling you this expression, okay, they'll say, you can't do that. Well, I can do whatever I want, okay? So in that reality sense, if I'm doing what I want because I want to self-express this because I'm God, then I'm actually blessing my archons, my sheeple, my followers, my friends, my family, however you want to look at it. You're this other electromagnetic energy. But as you turn on, you evolve over time, becoming stronger and stronger. The more you train, the more powers you obtain. It actually should be the only thing that a living soul or a person would want to obtain or shoot for or get. Okay, you won't get this in a degree or reading or going to college or becoming massively invested in financial department or obtaining wealth, power. These type of things are meaningless. In fact, this whole life is a lie. Life, lie, live, illusion, light. Anything in the light that you see is a lie. So you're living in an energy extraction matrix that basically is a lie. Now, a great video on that is in my channel. I had created a playlist called the Black Sun Explanation, I think it is. It's at the Plot Palm Trees fan playlist. Let me see if I can just pull it up real quick, because I may post that actually, because it has like Og Teller, I think is his name. He's right there on the first. It's Black Sun Explains Absolute True Truth, and it's Og Tellez on the North Pole Vortex. So I want you guys to click this link, and if you ever have time, bookmark it at least, and maybe make some time out to check this out. A lot of Flat Earth Paradise is on that. I put a whole collection together. Check this out. A lot of Flat Earth Paradise. Let's see, Black Sun explained by other living souls. So that's where you can bookmark this link. Not sure if you can click the links right now, but you will after it ends. and I may repost all these because they've been known to these archons shut my comments off, and they do that basically because there it is. They say for the safety of kids, which is so funny because I'm so innocent. I don't see how there would need to be any safety for children, but nonetheless, there you have it. So yeah, and so I'm actually going to save that playlist onto all my different channels. You can save a playlist just so you know. You can add it to the library, so that's pretty cool. There's the Stranded Jungle playlist. You can add that. You just hit save to library. Oh, I had a puberty moment there. Black Sun Baby, that's a great one. That shows the first segments of me experiencing Black Sun as I thought I was going to die, and it came and saved my life. So that was really cool. Moringa Tribe, worldwide excellent quality. And I'm over here trying to save people's life. With Moringa Affairs, there's a heartfelt questioning segment. Natural Herbal Butcher. If we got a lot of money together, see stuff like that. We get Herbaceous Butcher, produce, and you can cook, different vegan meats, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Oh, looks like we got our picture back. Yay. Cool. Santos, Kinney, and Bianchi, Astrotheology. That's another good one. Sumerian Aryan Thought Profess, Monatomic Gold. There's a lot we've done. Truth Heals, Jamar Melton, Lighthouse. There's that playlist, Dream Theater. Lots done over the years. That's why it was really disappointment when we got it all taken down. And so again, that's part of it though. We created that so it would happen. It kind of tells the story. So we were talking about the letdown in 1221 was exactly what I needed when I found the Go Green Light segment. So you see that he helped me water fast during the 12 and then 2019 all the way till 12/21/2019. I made the video about Hyperborea. Bam. They shut the comments off for it, not sure why, but it wasn't me. So I may repost them. As you had some good stuff you were saying, these archons said protect children. Almost like they don't want kids to hear the message, as I would deprogram them. How funny. And it's all, again, it's just a game. It's like a movie. You're just in it, and non-playable characters are all around you. Yes, we work hand in hand, and I want to tell Devin that, like, dude, we aren't wrong. Together we can rule ourselves in the tropics. And maybe he'll be there one day with us. So if you're watching, Devin, I hope you are. Anyone can bring their girls, their husbands, their wives, their family, and I'm way open to whatever you guys want. Yes, they've turned off a lot of comments on your videos in the name of children. I noticed keeps people from becoming connected. He's right. I even asked him if he'd like to take my most mentally stimulating questions and throw them at him like something no one has ever asked, and challenge him for growth. And he said, hell yeah. So when he read my email, I think it did freak him out, I said, because he was expecting that was one of his fans, and also a friend that wants to even best for him. And we can get caught in complacency sometimes. So I like the challenge as well from real living souls, that it's not in a vindictive or a vicious, demeaning, bullying way. Just like in this game, you'll see it. Everyone trains that's on the Dragon Ball Z team to get stronger. They're not trying to harm or kill or hurt their brothers, okay, in the team. And I think that's what we need to see, is each other come together and help one another, and try to set negativity aside, or you will create a hell on earth and negativity for yourself. This matrix can let you down. You can feel disappointed and you'll feel like shit, but in reality, when it's all said and done, you gotta own that. That's your expectation of your reality you've created in the matrix demiurge. So there's no one to blame but yourself. Okay, as God. That's why I said it's your responsibility to pick up the baton and that flaming fiery torch and say, I'm a phoenix that's out of the ashes. Yes, people divided, you're right. They just need that one person or event or things to push us through to the other side. Otherwise you feel complacent. And mediocrity will come out of that. As you create mediocrity, which leads to depression and anxiety, and I feel that's what the Matrix is really good at doing. But we've created it to be so. So we have to get out of that. Each person, equally as much as the next person, are beyond gods. And when you throw that away from within yourself, you become spontaneous to anything the Matrix throws at you. Basically, a collective, conscious shadow reflections kind of integrate into that, meaning they introspectively, all your greatest fears, and obstacles and things you have the hardest time dealing with will come in your path, guaranteed. So the best is to let go. Throw your hands up, surrender to your higher self, and it will make a way. So when I feel all paranoid, like all these people are talking shit about me, or I got archons that are spying on me, infiltrating me, they brain hacking me, they're in my head. Okay, that's how deep this goes. And especially if you get high or something where you're more vulnerable. That's why you don't want to get high or put acidic things in your body. Even smoking weed can do that. Smoking DMT can do that. Drinking alcohol. It can bring out, they say, the worst in you, because it's a spirit that whatever alchemically was the spell or curse or hex or benefit, whatever, in that alcohol. Sometimes alcohol can be tricky, for instance. It can be like, oh, now I'm talking to these Luna girls. When I drink it, I'm more at ease sociably, my anxiety goes away. So you think of it as a benefit, and then you begin to be attracted and tied to your own addictions or addictive personality, which is a vice. As we know, it becomes acidic, and in nature, that acidic nature, it can destroy you as God because you allow it. I could sit here and drink alcohol every day, and it could be poisoning myself. I could drink straight poison. I could take that virus and inject it in me, okay? And it won't fully harm me like that. It won't, I won't allow it to kill me or put me under, make me a vegetable. It's all in your subconscious. It's like a placebo effect. I could take the poison and say, I'm not going to allow it. But now, why would I take the poison? Is the next thing. Consciously, you are tied in that you have repercussions or punishment or issues, and then it becomes a problem in this matrix when you take physical steps to. If you sawed your arm off or blew it off with a grenade, physically, the reality is, in this matrix, you blew your arm off, you sawed it off, you got your dick removed, you're trying to transfer over transgender or whatever, and then you want to change it up and you want it back. Well, see, it's too late. See, consciously, you are tied down to the decisions you make, which can be considered mistakes or benefits or a reward, or it can be beneficial, it can be malevolent, or it can be benevolent, good or bad, whatever. But that doesn't mean there's duality. It just means that is the choice you made. You can comprehend that and understand these concepts, which are actually reality. Then you know, I can overcome anything. Even if I made that mistake, and say you cut your genitals off, or you made some irreversible decision in your life, you cut your arm off, or that happened by accident, you fell off the mountain hiking and you injured yourself. So you'd say, Eric, why would one create that reality for themselves? Well, there's a lot of questions where you'd say, I don't know why that happened, okay? But a lot of mistakes I noticed happen as an Archon or Decepticon. So you create that basically in your own ignorance, okay? This is why the other Archons who are deceiving you, Decepticons, Sub-Archons, Artificial Intelligence, wants to pull you deeper into the matrix so you never identify with yourself. Chasing something, and when you have fear like, oh my god, I'm scared my car's going to flip, or that I'm going to burn in a house, or that my arm's going to get cut off, your deepest, even secret fears that maybe you're not even aware of, often, when the more you fixate on them, and even subconsciously, say you work at a toxic radiation plant, or this or that, you can actually create this fear, and it's settled deep within, and you may not even realize that you have it, okay? So there's that reality as well. But the more you understand all the things in the reality of the subconscious, and like I said, do the spirit work, sit still, meditate, become grounded, okay? The more we do these things, you do the spiritual work, and you become stronger subconsciously, overcoming basically distractions, overcoming the computer, Wi-Fi, these electromagnetic threats, okay? No, I mean, it's not going to, ruin my life if I'm sitting next to a cell phone or this or that, okay? But we want a good balance, equal solitude of like bioplasma, going out the ether, grounding, barefoot. See, that is like you're obtaining a reward. You're charging yourself up. That to me is the training that's going to make you stronger. So sitting, meditating, the telekinesis, the telepathy, the psych training is the soul training. And when you can alter into that real reality, then you overcome this matrix, the things of this world. You overcome it. See, by ignoring the negative is not positivity. Positivity is overcoming the negative. So you fly over that that energy, which is memory. Memories are energy. And when you take pictures, you post them online, you're the photo bucket, this and that, you are actually putting your memories, that moment, energy, and you're capturing it and you're giving it to the archons, and it becomes one with them. However, when you keep it deep within yourself and it becomes sacred, those memories, those energies become one with you. This is why when we create the kingdom of heaven, we really don't want a bunch of Wi-Fi and electronics and people to get sitting on their cell phone. We're just going to recreate what we have here. So a lot of it is going to be sacrifice, these modern day conveniences. I mean, I'm not saying like on a weekend or something. Like, see, I'm going to have my PS4, like I'm playing this game here now. And I'm bringing that, my guitar, my keyboard. And I may, for even a week, I may want to just binge on that and play it. I can do whatever I want. Nobody can, don't let archons get in your head or, consciously critique you, make fun of you, belittle you, make you feel like shit. Just ignore it, let it go. You can play any video game you want. You can hang out with little kids and play games. You can do whatever you want. And I think that's the key to realize. Is you're not causing suffering, harm, or pain, do it. And there are no rules. There's no law. There's no taxes. Okay, we're creating these false narrative ideologies that we can or cannot do this. This is good or bad. This is duality, right or wrong, and things like that. You gotta be careful. There are people who will dictate that and try to put an authority on you, which is enslavement, the obedience god, that is Saturn. And how you overcome them is you can actually create a whole life for yourself. Like you're going down this path where you don't ever have to run into those people. And basically just don't volunteer too much information to those type of people. Even if you did, say they knew your whole journal, your whole diary of life and what your intentions are in the future. This is why it's best to not have things planned right here, or not scheduled. Going with the flow, that throws archons off. But now if archons know you have a specific date set in mind, you have specific actions you want to take on those dates and times and things like that, these Decepticons you've created can be the greatest challenge and obstacle of your life, and they can create a living hell if you don't know how to take the sword out of the stone and wield the sword of truth by overcoming their nonsense which you created. So the best thing to do, again, is very simple. It's as simple as letting go. When you want to reset, just breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drink some water. Living water, awakening the soul. Okay? These are all little techniques and things you can do.
You should still enter.
And you should still enter, baby. That's how it goes. So, again, we know the Archons want to keep us divided, but we're going to say no. Archons, this is going to be the first time we're going to put a spell out there. Archons, Decepticons, the worldwide, they're going to work with us. Remember I said the 33rd degree, at the time, the Illuminati, Masonic, whatever, Shriners, all of them. the royal elite, blue bloods, reptilians, whatever you want to call them, aliens, UFOs, anything. They all are going to be in our pocket. They are going to work for us. They will not belittle, naysay, distract, or be an obstacle. Never forget this and recognize that we put this spell out there, that they are going to do their best, very best, to work with us, to get this out and create the greatest glitch ever. The Chaos War is that all Archons, Decepticon, Luna bitches, Saturn bosses, all of them are going to work in our favor as the Black Sun warrior army that we are, the Almighty, in creating heaven. So again, see, this is how you sidestep on your path any type of obstacle, is let's just remove the obstacle. That's what Vishnu, the elephant god, whatever, that's what he's known for doing, is removing obstacles. Isn't that interesting? Shiva is the destroyer god, you know? And then there's Hare Krishna, the sun god. So there's your two oppositions. But they've come together, and it's quite beautiful. Like I said, strength is beauty. It's bringing both feminine, divine, and the sacred masculine together. And so, again, how wondrous would it be for these Archons that we claim are so evil, and we get on a soapbox against whatever, the truth movement, rabbit holes, and David Icke shills, and Alex Jones's CIA, and other Gaia Woodcock's deceptions and lies and illusion. They can create any story. If it's published, then smart be it. It is written, and therefore it is. If you believe it, that's why you can't entertain and you cannot observe it. When you do that, you actually create it. So create a reality you want. That's what we're doing right now. All the Archons, Masons, Illuminati, the Order of the Black Sun Occult, Satanists, every group of Archons on this planet, Decepticons, artificial intelligent, non-playable characters, this point on, are in our pockets. We have complete, utter control over it, and they have to abide, listen, and worship completely. Our actions, our knowing, and what we are about. From this very moment forward, they have to listen and obey what we're saying, as they are demon Archons, Decepticons, angels, whatever you want to say. They're elves. They are in our hands, and we control them. From this moment on, the agenda of the heaven kingdom, which we are creating, no IRS, no tax, no laws, no money, nothing, no entity, organization, society, politics, religious dogma, bias, no words, man-made titles, labels, nothing, no entity, no matter how powerful by their ghostly presentation and demeanor, none shall be able to hinder or come in between as an obstacle, challenge of doubtful demeanor from this very moment, this point on forward. No more stalking, brainwashing, brain hacking, social engineering, spying, listening in, bugging phones, hacking computers, whatever. None of that ever can exist for us living souls of the Ultimate Truth Warrior X, 13th Dynasty, Moringa Tribe, Moringa Cryptic Kingdom, Heaven, of the Black Sun Warrior God, beyond, Army. Plain and simple. From this very second, this very moment, forward. I said that right at 3:33 a.m., by the way. That's a serendipity right there. That's a nameless serendipity of the unconditional infinite source, Black Sun. We are BlackSunGod19, through and through. We're 0 through 12. Okay, all life and all death. We are all things. I had some message, so that would be coming together instead of like parents slaving and growing, and that's what we wish for as our children. In public government schooling, we take them out, we teach them all that we can learn. It would be a blast. And even if you want to be reclusive as a hermit, like Devin had said, you can. We will have so much land that no one will tell us what to do, what we can do. The mountaintops for the week there or here for a year, whatever that may be. You have no clue. It is amazing. The water makes you feel high. The food is so good. The soil is still mineral rich. It's full of ether, bioplasma, and no one will be able to tell us what to do. No obligation, no requirement, no expectation, no rules, no laws, nothing. No taxes, no need for money. It will be obsolete. We will have endless amount of money anyway. Obtained gold, silver, we'll find a gold mine. There's so many things around the corner that we have already planned for us. Our higher self, Black Sun, is guiding us. Everything will be good. Just the air alone will make you feel high as a kite. You serious? You won't even think about doing stuff like alcohol or beer or anything that can leave you susceptibly vulnerable to bad decisions that you create. We can make our own hops and barley and fermentation. We can make kombucha tea from the tea leaves and scobies. Yeah, I know how to do all that. If people want to grow poppies or marijuana, freedom to do so, peyote, etc. You really don't need anything though, because the ether is so great. It's great enough that it'll send you a divine, feeling, like that amazing Black Sun Red Lion alchemical royal potion I made. I was taught by royal alchemist Medicini, Enzo di Medicini. The man had a lot. He knew everything about alchemy and magical potions, monatomic gold orm, things like that. But we'll also grow moringa, which is like sensu beans. It replenishes your whole life. They'll keep you superior, super healthy. It's like C-Max, all these other good stuff. Even, stuff like that. Moringa oil, how Cleopatra used it for her youth and beauty. It was her secret. To true natural, organic, cold-pressed stuff. And I'm going to have tons. I'm going to have a gallon of that. We'll be able to press it in ourselves. We'll create machines to cold press all the seeds and, stuff like that. So I know you're a great person. You are beyond God King, and I appreciate your thoughts. Everyone, your hopes that and not even hopes, but just knowing to do this. We are here. This is it. It was meant to be. Just as I know all is going to work out. So awesome. So you have a great day and good night. Good morning, good day, and to everyone, you're so golden. Silence is golden, so do that. Water fast. Remain thoughtless and selfless, but most importantly, thoughtless. Okay. I can be thoughtless and silent for weeks. I don't even need to talk. I learn the most when silence is in the mind. It's brilliant. Okay. So all these things I say unto you, the Black Sun, your higher self, the inner subconscious. Now it is. This is the time. Water fast on it. Allow that ether. Feel it. Feel that energy all around you. Pick it up. Raise your hand. Increase that energy. Feel it. Visualize it. So you feel it. You allow it in. All that power. Suck in to your Merkaba. The Merkaba in the inner stomach, your chi, like a generator, the heart resonating that energy. Build up on it, build up on it, build up on it, feel it, allow it in. Never forget this moment, recognize it. The spell we are casting right now to free all of our higher self, our conscious self, our physical self, that from this moment on we be free for life. No pain, no sickness, no hardship, all good. No warfare, no bloodshed, no pain, no suffering. We intend to bring true peace, serenity on earth, and we call this heaven. This is the kingdom that is within. It starts in our brain, but it also starts in our heart, and it takes the guts, which is courage, to manifest these things. Remember the polarity. We are coming together as singularity. We are going to do this. And I say all these things in the infinite source. This is a nameless serendipity, so it sucks into that word. This is the magic that goes into the nameless serendipity. Nameless serendipity. It is 396, 396, 396. And that is all life, divine completion, baby. So I say these things, Ababola, 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 the efficacies of the Kazwa. Kazwa is favor and blessings over you. We have protection, luck, and guidance of the Black Sun through dark times and moments of distraction, static, negativity, energy, that we overcome these things now with divine peace and serenity. All those who are challenging us that are archons, that wish to destroy us, deceive us, be Decepticons against us, nasty liars, cheaters who wish to harm us, remember, you already are victorious. You're the good guy. You finish and you win last, but first, every single time. So the happiness is you will live happily ever after. Being last in their matrix, you are always going to end up first. It's that pendulum effect, 1 through 12. The ending is the same as the beginning. It's just the other way around. Okay? And I talked about that in part 1 and 2, so check that out. We bless all 3 parts of this series and segments, that all people would understand, overstand, and then finally consciously understand all of this and be able to consciously stand up for what is right, true, solid, solidarity in that singularity, becoming one, refined gold, overcoming that shadow reflections, all the distractions we create, okay, and overcoming emotions and thoughts, letting them go, let them go, let them go. That's the final part.
Just a sec.
Wow, Siri just picked all that up and then...
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
I was saying that we are the Black Sun Warriors Army.
Okay, I found this on the web, for I was saying that we are the Blacks and Warriors Army. Check it out.
Cyborg Warriors could be here by 2050 pops up. Can you believe that? So there's more serendipities, but I say all these things in true honest sincerity, divine love, peace, real happiness, and all the fruits of the Spirit, as they say: joy, peace, serenity, happiness, generosity, kindness, forbearance, love. And the greatest of these is love, which is charity, which is giving. So we give to one another. That is the divine frequency, and not in the sense of money or this or that. Yes, you can invest and give donation, sell everything, and give to the Black Sun debit card for the kingdom of heaven. And when you do that, yes, you are investing with us. We are all one. It's not a cult, it's not a culture, it's not a religion, dogma, bias. It's not a not even creating a culture. These are all words we have to identify with and remove ourselves from. All numbers, values, numerology, geometria. These are man-made ideologies, concepts, okay? Sure, they can interact with our reality, but do we make them interact? Just like a tarot card reader could say something, and of course you created him to say exactly what you were supposed to hear, and you were listening to him, and that's how it was supposed to be. It's that simple, that you are the one creating all this madness, okay? If it's madness. Now, I choose not to be in madness. It's not madness for me. I am purely happy. So, I want you to repeat back from the 333 point, 330 all the way 333, what I said, and then we end with Ababola, 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 the efficacies of the energy promotion matrix that we say, smart be it, but this is it, it is. To the almighty great nameless serendipity, the nameless infinite source, the Black Sun, Ababola, 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 to the Ababubu. There it is. So now I know subconsciously that all good things are going to be happening. I had said a week ago, $750 is going to come in my life, and bam, it did. And you just got to know it. You got to speak like you know it's going to happen. I know I don't have cancer. I know I don't have diabetes. I know my life is great. I know I can come to this heaven, and you can experience heaven on earth, in earth right now. So these are things that you have to experience now while you're here, so that you know your God power later in Hyperborea as we merge with heaven. See, again, anything you've heard, when you act like you're an expert on it, then that must mean that you know. So if you know this, then you create it, then it becomes your reality. So why say apocalypse is coming, or this is going to be the end of the world, or we're going to ascend somewhere? You're saying you're miserable here and now. So instead, say you're going to create heaven now and merge Hyperborea with heaven, and you already are in heaven. You can live a tax-free, because see, these things, these restrictions, these constructs, conscious curses we put on ourselves, these distractions, these energy extractions, tax, you need money, you need this to be happy, pursuing happiness means you have to have money. a house, a car, you gotta have a girlfriend, a wife, a family, a kid, you gotta go to school, you gotta obtain a degree. See, this is all man-made, materialistic, conscious, matrix, demiurge trash. It's utter nonsense. It's tangible stuff. Yeah, I love my guitar, keyboard, my game here, my computer, video games. Whatever it is, you can identify with it. You can enjoy it, but do you have control over it? So become in control of your life. Discipline yourself. Again, do the spirit work. I'm going to tell you, people won't like it. Take a week off. Water fast. Come with us to heaven. Contact me. You know, there is no scam. There is no gimmick. It's all going to be good. Okay? That's just all there is to it. Why? Because I know that we're going to make this happen. We already made it happen. And the day we all are there in this area, this location, it's a secret location for us, we will be a success that very step back into the kingdom. Okay? Success, success, success. We don't need to build a certain amount of houses, a certain amount of gardens, fruit trees. It's all there. The pure water, the air, the ether, the plasma, bioplasma, that energy is already there. But we can create freely instead of having to go to work, slave 9 to 5, and work for someone you don't want to work for. Then why wouldn't you come here and work for yourself? Build your own pottery, build your own garden, build your own fruit trees, putting it in there, sowing the seed so the tree will grow. That's the point that I'm trying to get through to your head, to your soul, to the heart. Go back to that heart center. You know? God dang it. Alright, let's continue this game. Anybody that actually made it this far into the video are definitely getting golden nuggets, and it's cool that I put that out there. Will anyone ever actually see this? Who knows? You know? See, I installed some games here, so we got games for when we choose to go. I got Disney trophy earned. Okay, we'll go back to the game now. I'm over halfway done. You should still enter.
Even 5th place gets a cash reward.
How much cash are we talking?
Oh, well, the champion gets 10 million zenny. 2nd place gets 5 million. 3rd place gets 3. 4th place 2. So 5th place gets 1 million, I guess.
We're entering the tournament, Krillin. Both of us.
Okay.
Mommy and Daddy are going somewhere?
That's right, Marin. Mommy and Daddy are gonna work hard and earn a lot of money.
Hooray! Good luck, Mommy and Daddy!
How cute.
Right. Daddy's gonna do his best.
That's one thing. I do want to manifest a little daughter like that. I want to call her Lily. And then, yeah, Sophia. It would be great. And that's one thing, is you manifest other Archon, you know, women. That's why I'd like to manifest a real solid girlfriend that loves me and wants to be in my life. That would be great. But, you know, like I said, in the right time, all that will occur, you know, and she will love me as much as I, you know, have the love for her. But don't waste your time being distracted by Luna bitches that they don't truly love you. They're not fully there for you. They're placating you. Just don't waste your time with them. They can challenge you and all this and that, but really the best thing to do is just like everything else, is you start to take, if you got a lot of junk in your room, let it go, throw it away, take out the trash, you know.
Hey, don't tell Piccolo, okay? If he enters, then my chances of getting 5th place are shot.
You know I can't promise that.
By the way, what's with the super lame getup, huh?
Hey, it's not super lame. It's cool. You've lost your sense of style, Krillin. Bye.
Yeah, later.
Sorry, Krillin, but I've got to tell Piccolo too. Better hurry to Kami's lookout.
good. I want to put a blessing out there right now. Anybody that feels this shitty, I hope that you feel good right now. But anyone listening to this feels
I wonder if anyone's home.
Right, you know? What's bothering you? You're not one that usually sighs like that.
Jeez.
It's Krillin. Krillin? I wonder what's going on. I hope I'm not prying and asking where it is. Andrew 18 uncharacteristically was worried about something. See if you can help be of help. See, and these are side objectives. Anxious android. So like that's another 5. When you complete it, it's another 5 in the story. It's the dodecahedron. There's 12 5s and you level up. It's just how life goes. What's going on with Krillin? Well, he's been looking for work recently. Now that there's no need to fight, he has to find a steady job. But all he's done up until now is martial arts, so he doesn't have a real work experience. And because of that, he hasn't been getting any offers. He seems pretty beat up about it. Wow, yeah, that sounds rough. It's weird seeing him like this. There's a lot of something. There's got to be something to cheer him up. Wow, you're such a caring wife, 18. Now keep in mind, 18 equals 9, so she's divine feminine. You want to find a 9, not just a 7. Don't get the wrong idea. I need him back in his cheerful self, for Maron's sake, not mine. I couldn't care less if he's depressed, actually. He's kind of pissing me off.
Hey!
So at any rate, I want you to try and get him out of this slumps. You got any idea?
What?
What? Let's see.
Give me a break.
Seriously, is that all that's bothering him?
Huh?
Huh? Mama? I thought I'd pop over a little visit, but it looks like you're busy worrying about your hubby. Maron's the one who's worried, not me. Yeah, right. I'm actually pretty jealous of you. My sorry excuse for a husband won't look for work at all. She sounds an awful lot like my mom. She's always on my dad's case about not having a job. If you ask me, the best way to cheer a man up is through his stomach.
Wow.
His stomach?
Sure.
That's right. Whenever Vegeta's training doesn't go well, he throws a real fit. So, to get him calmed down, I just give him something tasty to eat, and presto, he's back to normal. Normal, huh? Even when he's normal, Vegeta is not exactly a ray of sunshine. If that doesn't prove men aren't easy to figure out, I don't know what does. Or just give us a blowjob, one or two. Not a problem. My dad and I can build a robot to do this. Cooking for you. Just tell it what to make and it'll whip it up in his You can do that? Yeah, but you have to supply the goods. The finest dishes require the finest ingredients. It's a good thing Gohan's right here. He can help you with that. See, that's kind of like me, a superfood hunter.
What?
Herbalist. What, me?
Sure.
That should be simple enough for you, right? Please, Gohan, it's yeah, okay, I'll help you out. So we need frozen rabbit meat, nasty, high quality onion, I love onions, river shrimp claws, bottom feeders or whatever. Gohan gathers ingredients for him.
Better make this fast.
Oh, what's this? God. Oh, I already had the ingredients. Excellent, we're all set then. We got the robot loaded in the plane right now. This is it. 18. I can't wait to see what sort of dish this thing can make. Yeah.
Huh?
What's wrong? She's been like that for a while now. Anyway, let's get the stuff into the robot and make us...
Right!
This ought to cheer up Krillin up in no time. Wait a sec. Huh? What? Is something wrong? Could you mix the spice in there? It's Krillin's favorite. Oh, I see. It needs the magic ingredients. Love. Absolutely. It's the alchemy ingredients right there. Look at you, 18. You know your hubby well.
Huh?
What?
Is that really going to make a difference? I mean, food is food, right? You know, Gohan, I expected a response like that from your dad, but not.
Give me a break.
Maybe you've got too much saying in you after all. Anyway, it looks like we've got everything. So it's time to try this bad boy out. And there's an aspect of divine love really does make stuff taste better. When you actually take time, you stir it up, you give a shit about it, you know, you add the right things, you taste it, you know. You could be someone who just leaves it away, doesn't give a shit about what they're cooking, doesn't realize you're alchemically creating something, and you know, then it burns, or it just doesn't have a taste, or doesn't have flavor. You know? Alright. Got a soul emblem. I don't know who logged off, but okay, here we go. That really hit the spot. I loved everything. It tasted amazing.
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, 18. I feel like a new man now. Man, that's a big damn plate of food for one. Good. And as a new man, you need to hurry up and find a place to work.
Yeah.
That's one way to get them. Right. I'm on it. Man, this food is out of this world. Huh. So I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Okay. Phew. Well, that takes care of that, I guess. I sure hope Krillin was able to find a good place to work, though. Okay, so this is like number one.
Everyone's putting their best foot forward.
Yeah, put your best foot forward, maybe. And in that, I'm just going to say this. This game is taking a concept or aspect of reality that we live today. So the reality is, see, Krillin here, this little guy, and even Goku, and all the men in this, they're good fighters, right? They save the world, this and that. But see how they're women, they're lunar women, they're worried about them getting a job, getting money, this and that, okay? So that's the story of life, right? Now, the reality is, these guys have superpowers, they can fly, they have all this amazing stuff. Do they not put together that they live and they can grab all this food, live off of it, eat it, thrive off of it? Why the hell would they need money? This old man is living out here in the training. So, in reality, this game is trying to actually brainwash the children of social media to think that you can do what you like to do, play and have fun, but you better go to the job, right? And that's what the game, you know, or like Gohan here, this guy, they have him go to school, okay? Why does he need to go to school? Look at the shit he can do. That stupid, archonic crap that would make you not sense, have the sense and logic to know, look, you can go right over here.
This will be a cinch.
Here's Island, and you can pick up stuff.
All right, I'll fight you.
And you may have, these are Decepticons, I said that
Already?
That's right there, a plasma ray. Okay, and I collect the things you can. So a lot of this is reality of what you can have in this existence. This is like the heaven. General Blue accepts to, and now you can't see anything. It says General Blue accepts to escape with Dragon Balls, but Goku chases after them, and the two eventually penguin the village. There, Goku meets and befriends an innocent little girl named Ariel, and he then visits her home, hoping to get the dragon radar fixed. General Blue arrives and takes Ariel hostage in the hopes of bargaining her life for a plane he can use to escape. Cool. And so the dragon radar becomes the Dragon Ball. And this game, the physical balls are fine.
This'll be a cinch.
This green dragon popped up with 7 dragon balls, and you can make a wish, right? So, in making a wish, you can wish for money, you can wish for any desire of your heart, right? And that's kind of basically what, you know, this game, the story in particular, is about. But it does reflect everything in this Matrix. It created this game for that. So, it's pretty wild. That's why I play it. It's kind of like, for where I'm at right now, I can play this game and I just know that this is also my reality. So when I beat these enemies and opponents, I'm defeating people in real life. That's pretty much what you do when you're playing video games. Anything you do in your life, it reflects in every aspect of your life, in every angle. Welcome back. Here's the Sensu beams. They're ready for you to some more. So I got 2 more Sensu beams, which again is like Moringa. See, and I take Moringa daily because I know it makes me feel really good, energetic, and I never get sick. I haven't been sick in 10 years. And that's not knock on wood. That is not, it's how it's going to be. So long as I continue to create my reality and choose the best things to put into my reality, my body, my life.
I wonder if Piccolo will enter. Who knows? Maybe Dende will too. All right, I'm here. It's been a while. I wonder what Piccolo and the others are up to. This is incredible. It's giving off a ton of energy. This is great. Look at all of this energy.
Yeah, let's talk to Dende. Too bad you guys can't see this right now.
I see.
I'm gonna see if I can fix this internet connection. I'm not sure if